Countdown to 30 seconds from Mark. $20, 15, 10, 5, 3 for Illinois Wesleyan basketball.
It's a Titan victory!
It is the prelude to March Madness. One spot left in the CCIW Men's Basketball Championship game, and we'll find out over the next couple of hours who it is. From Denny Bridges Court at Church Center at Illinois Wesleyan University, this is Illinois Wesleyan Titan Basketball on 88.1 FM, WESN, and the CCIW Network. It is the second semifinal of the CCIW Men's Basketball Championship. The host and top seed Illinois Wesleyan Titans take on the Vikings from North Park University. Good evening, I'm Eric Stock along with Joel Swanson. Glad to have you with us tonight. And well, you saw a terrific first game as Elmhurst held on to win 82-80 to get to the championship round tomorrow night. And we're expecting a close battle here tonight from two teams that played just a week ago and went down to the wire up in Chicago.
Yeah, certainly if this plays out like most CCIW games can, it is going to come right down the wire here tonight. Boy, North Park plays that up-tempo style. They want to get up and down the floor. Illinois Wesleyan has been a terrific defensive team so far this season. It should be a really interesting contest. As you mentioned, played just a week ago. Tight game up in Chicago. Titans were able to hold off North Park in the end after having a nice lead in the second half.
Titans are in good shape for the NCAA tournament regardless of what happens this weekend, but they could certainly improve their standing for a home game in the opening weekend. They'll find out on Monday. North Park, on the other hand, they'll need to win out this weekend to extend their postseason, which they have done very recently. In fact, in 2023, they won the conference tournament and advanced to the NCAA tournament and went all the way to the Sweet 16. And one key player on that team, Colden Van Landingham, is still playing a starring role for the Vikings here tonight as a senior. As we get set for tonight's matchup, we'll check in with Coach Ron Rose as we spoke with him at halftime of the earlier game tonight. Last week, how well positioned do you feel the Titans are heading into this postseason?
Well, isn't it great to be here? I mean, there certainly that is a major reward for winning the conference of getting to host and be in beautiful Shirk Center. I do like our guys where we're at. You get to the postseason play, you have to play well. But our guys, we've had a couple really, really good practices here. Having that Tuesday off gave us an extra day. We gave them completely off to recover, to be fresh, and then we got after it for 2 days. And I really like where our guys are mentally and physically.
Coach, conference tournaments are about familiarity. You've seen them twice already. Talk about how that changes your prep, or does it change your prep at all?
Well, we just saw North Park a week ago.
Yeah.
So, and it goes both ways. they've prepared for us a week ago. We prepared for them a week ago. So I always feel like it really comes down to execution, attention to detail, and playing good basketball. And in terms of preparation, the players, you already know personnel. But it really does give you the last game to spend a little bit more time analyzing what did we do well and where do we have to get better if we're going to get the same result.
Talk about North Park. Talk about their uniqueness defensively. They're going to get after you tonight.
Yeah, they are very athletic, very quick, very aggressive defensively. Pick up full court for the entire 40 minutes. They vary the pressure a little bit. Sometimes they bring the trap. Sometimes they don't. They've got about 3 different presses that they use. It's just we always tell our guys, you got to have that calm within the chaos. We want to play fast. We want to attack the press. We want to get out and run in the fast break. But you can't make it a sloppy game. We can't have a couple turnovers in a row because they really feed off that momentum and that energy.
You guys had a great stretch against North Park, late first half, early second half. What worked really well for your team during that stretch?
Well, and that was the difference in the game. We were taking care of the ball. We were aggressive, but we were also finding the open man. That you don't want to, I think we've been best, whether it's an aggressive defense like North Park or another, when that ball moves crisply. And against North Park, because they provide so much pressure, if you can get that ball to the weak side, you have some opportunities. And I thought we did that. Certainly Mason Funk was had an incredible game. And against a pressure defense like North Park brings, you have to have some guys that are willing to catch the ball, face up, and get to the basket.
You've had 2 games now without Noah Cleveland inside, obviously a big part of your offense. How has the team morphed and changed kind of within the last couple weeks?
Well, yeah, I'm really proud of our guys to have to make that adjustment on the fly when he has been such a focal point. I've been really impressed with our guys' intelligence, the ability to kind of shift on the fly. We're playing the same way, just with different emphasis. And I think that's the unique thing about our scheme, style of play, what have you, is that it is adjustable based on who's on the floor, how you're going to attack a different defense. And I think what's really helped is how well Brady Keel and Nathan Bolt have played.
Yep.
Those guys have both come in, played fearlessly, played really well, and I think are getting better as they get more and more comfortable, log more minutes, realize how important they are to the team. I think they've played tremendously well. You got guys like Carlo, Mason, and Kaysen that are staying within what they do, but certainly their opportunities are increased because of the absence of Noah. 2 point guards, David Williams, Jackson Nego, they've helped with that adjustment. When you got 2 guys that can control the game, the tempo, get us into things, it's a lot easier to adjust on the fly without a talented guy like Noah.
Brady Keel's kind of looks like a guy just kind of waiting for his time, and here it is, and he has taken full advantage of that.
Yeah, this year, Brady's been a key member all year long, and he was in a tough spot. There were games he didn't get as many minutes as I would have liked to play them, not because of how he was playing, but you had Mason Funk at the 4, Noah Cleveland at the 5.
Right.
You just felt like you had to have those 2 on the floor. Not that I didn't want Brady on the floor. So certainly now it's a little easier when you're going to log more minutes. It's easier if you miss a shot. You just get in the flow a little bit more, and it's been really good for him. And so I think he's going to have a really good weekend. And you can just see his comfort level on the floor increasing with every game.
And this seems like the kind of matchup that suits him well. A smaller North Park team that may not have a true 5, and Brady can play either the 4 or 5 at a high level.
Now, you have seen Campbell and Fuzak, right?
I don't think of them as 5s, frankly.
They are, it's amazing. They're big guys, but they do stretch the floor. Their strength, they can really bull shoot it. But you're right, an up and down game, because Brady is really athletic. And so you're right, an up and down game is to his favor. A free-flowing game is to Brady's favor. And I will say this, he had the best week of practice in his career this week. I'm really expecting great things from him.
He kind of fits right in because it seems like your team, what really does well is deflections and protecting the rim, and Brady does both of those things very well.
Elite. We've talked about a lot this year, our ability to block shots.
Amazing.
Between Mason and Noah, but it's also Brady and Nate.
Yep, sure.
I mean, those
Yep.
guys all have incredible instincts, and Brady does it exceptionally well, and then when we take him out and put Nate in, it's been one of the strengths of our defense: attention to detail, active in gaps, and rim protection. You got those three things. We've been pretty stingy at times, and that's going to be one of the keys. North Park is dynamic in the open court in transition that we want to, and every team wants this, but we want to get them in a half-court game when they're on offense, and we want to play in a full-court game when we're on offense. So it's going to be a little bit of a battle there.
Ultimately, keys to get the win tonight.
I think it's set your defense, take care of the basketball. You set your defense, take care of the basketball. That's to our favor. The other thing, an interesting stat on North Park, when they make 10 or more threes, they're really hard to beat. Mm-hmm. So I think in our first two games, we've limited the number of three-point shots they've made. It's going to be another big key tonight as well.
Thanks for the time, Coach. We'll see if we can do this again in about 24 hours.
That would be awesome. Thanks for being here, guys.
That's Coach Ron Rose joining us here on the pregame show. All right, thanks to Coach Ron Rose for joining us on the pregame show as we're a few minutes away from tipping off in the semifinals of the CCIW Men's Basketball Championship. The winner is back here tomorrow night at 7 o'clock to take on Elmhurst in the final. Let's look at our players to watch for tonight's matchup between the Titans and the Vikings.
Yeah, first for North Park, boy, Mike Vukovic has had an outstanding season, just under 20 points per game. Can fill it up from the three-point line, does a great job of getting to the free throw line as well. Quick guard in that backcourt, but how about 117 assists on the season? Can distribute the basketball as well. Him and Colton Van Landingham, boy, they lead this North Park team. They've got an outstanding backcourt. And what a run it has been for Illinois Wesleyan, and especially Mason Funk here as of late. With Noah Cleveland out of the line, Funk has stepped up big time for the Titans. Well, Mason has had an outstanding season here in 25-26. But boy, last week, 2 games, 31 points per contest in the last 2 games of the season. Been on fire on the offensive side of the basketball, but does a great job getting downhill, attacking the rim, and but that's not to say what Mason does on the defensive end as well. Outstanding defender for Illinois Wesleyan. So Mike Vukovic and Mason Funk, the guys to watch here tonight.
Yeah, Mason, the reigning CCIW Men's Basketball Player of the Week, also named as a first-team all-conference selection this week, along with Carlo Kolak, who made second team, and Noah Cleveland was first-team all-conference and the first player ever to be named the Fred Young Most Outstanding Player and the first-year Player of the Year in the CCIW as a sophomore from Normal Community High School. Has had a remarkable season at nearly 20 points, 11 rebounds per game. They are still hopeful that Noah, the man you see in civvies next to the other man in civvies, Josh Fridman, they are still hopeful that he can make a comeback next week. He said his cast shrunk, and they are hoping to get him some work in next week as they have a little more time to prepare for the NCAA tournament, and we'll kind of see how that goes, but he will be out of the lineup again this weekend.
Yeah, certainly won't play in tonight, and if the Titans were to advance to tomorrow, play in Saturday's game. So, but the team has played well without him, though. Got that big win at North Park, and doesn't matter what is going on year in and year out. Winning on the north side of Chicago is not easy to do. The Titans got that done. And then an impressive performance and a win over Augustana, a game they were able to get the lead in the second half. Cruise home a little bit. Boy, defensively, they were outstanding against the Augustana Vikings on Saturday. So 2-0 without Noah in the lineup, but some challenges here ahead. It starts with North Park, and there's been a lot of conversation here at the Shirk Center. Illinois Wesleyan is in the NCAA tournament. Will Carthage be there? Will Elmhurst be there? Well, what happens if North Park wins this tournament? That may be not part of the conversation a lot, but the Vikings are a very capable basketball team, really talented club. They were playing really good basketball for a long time, and then A little bit of dry spell in the middle of the CCIW campaign, but really came on strong at the end.
Well, we're certainly hoping for no more bid thieves. They certainly don't want coming out of their own league if that were to be the case, as they are not guaranteed a spot in the tournament unless they can win tomorrow night. These two teams going head-to-head for the 134th time. The series goes back to 1942. Illinois Wesleyan leads the all-time series 97-36. They've won 6 straight head-to-head and 16 of 19. They played previously in the postseason in 2021, a year, the COVID season, when the Titans won the tournament at Wheaton, and they won their 2 head-to-head matchups this season. As we send it down to Penn Alcine for the introduction of the starting lineups.
The North Park University Vikings. And your tournament host, the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan University. The College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin and all of its members promote good sporting behavior by student athletes, coaches, and fans. We request your cooperation in supporting the student athletes and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at student athletes, officials, team representatives, or other fans will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. The CCIW has many traditions, but bad behavior isn't one of them. We appreciate your cooperation in creating a safe and positive game environment. Respect, it's the name of the game. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we will recognize the all-conference student athletes who are competing in tonight's contest. From North Park University, a second-team all-conference choice, Colden Van Landingham. Also from North Park, a first-team all-CCIW choice, Mike Vukovic. From Illinois Wesleyan on the second team, Carlo Kolak. From Illinois Wesleyan on the first team, Noah Cleveland. And also from Illinois Wesleyan on the first team, Mason Funk. North Park is the 4 seed and advanced to the semifinals by defeating Wheaton 107 to 100 in double overtime in the quarterfinals, raising their record to 16 wins and 10 losses. The Vikings are coached by Edwin McGee in his second season with a record of 30 wins and 22 losses. Illinois Wesleyan is the number 1 seed due to their regular season championship. IWU is 21-4 on the season, coaching the Titans in his 20th season at his alma mater with a record of 370 wins and 168 losses, Ron Rose. And now let's meet our starters. .5'10" and a junior from Chicago, 0, Jerome Smith Jr. 6'2" and a senior from Chicago, number 3, William Bates. A 6'2" senior from Richmond, Indiana, number 5, Colden Van Landingham. 6'6" and a junior from West Palm Beach, Florida, 21, Lazario Cornish. And a 6'4" freshman from Chicago, 25, Marquise Bates. for the 11-inch junior from Western Springs, number 15, Jackson Nino. 6'5", the senior from Malenko, 22, Haru Olak. 6'6", junior from St. Louis, Missouri, 25, Brady Neo.
Titans hoping to make home court their advantage this weekend. They are 10-2 on their home floor this year. Only losses coming against Wisconsin Stout and Carthage. They're in their home white and green, Titans across the front of their jerseys. At North Park in their road black with blue and gold trim. North Park across the front of their jerseys in white numbers. And 4 stars on the bottom of their jerseys on the backside. Our officials for tonight's game are Greg Gerritsen, Michael Kashersky, and Scott Tierney. Third time in the CCIW tournament all time for the Vikings. Titans in their 18th appearance. They won the CCIW tournament championship for the first time a year ago and looking to do it again with the regular season title in tow as well. Titans win the tap. They go left to right in the first half. Against a man-to-man defense, Casey Lawrence top of the key with the bounce pass to Brady Keel. Keel is hassled by Cornish. Looks to unload the basketball. Wide right to Lawrence. Lawrence with the behind-the-back dribble. Tees it up to Kolak. Crossover. He gets into the paint. Swings it out to Nigo on the drive. 5 to shoot. Pulls up. Foul line, Jay, no. Mason Funk runs down the miss. They get a fresh 20, long 3. Lawrence shot it short, and it caroms out to Jerome Smith.
A couple of decent looks there for Illinois Wesleyan. Jackson Nigo got a really good look in the lane, just left it short on the first shot. They get those types of shots, they'll be in pretty good shape tonight.
An explosive offense of the Vikings, 86 points a game. Down low to Van Landingham off the dish for 2. Nice dish from Cornish for 2.
See a lot of different variations of pressure here from North Park throughout the contest. The zone pressure there, kind of starting off with some man-to-man pressure here, making it tough for the Titans to bring the ball up.
Kolak on the right side against man-to-man defense. Cornish gambled to the steal and got it out in front. Got fouled as he was running into the basket support as Keel fouled him. And Cornish will head to the line. First foul of the game coming on Keel. Cornish is 72% free throw shooter, the junior from West Palm Beach, Florida.
Now, live ball turnovers are going to be a problem for the Titans here tonight. Can't give up easy looks for North Park. Did a pretty good job of that up in Chicago. His first free throw goes down, but North Park's going to put a tremendous amount of pressure on the basketball. So far, the Titans have given up a layup inside, and a transition play is getting himself to the line here for the Vikings.
Tremendous athlete. Cornish has been a real difference maker since getting into the starting lineup. As the junior makes a pair of free throws, it's 4-0. Their first head-to-head battle here back in early January. The Titans won by 20, 79-59. Led by 20-plus at North Park, but that lead nearly vanished. They held on to win by 5. Keel comes up to set a screen for Lawrence. Shovels off to Kolak. Kolak steps up, looking, 8 to shoot. Now he attacks the rim, leans in, off the window, off balance, no. Keel try to rustle away the rebound from Cornish. It's a jump ball. The arrow goes the other way. So it's 4-0. And North Park will get the ball back as the inbound comes into Van Landingham. And it's Jackson Nigo in coverage here against Smith with the handoff to Vance. Looking backdoor, broken up by Lawrence, tipped off the backboard, loose, and Nigo comes away with it for the Titans.
What a job by the Titans there on that help side defense. Able to converge inside, take away that back cut.
3-ball Lawrence, got it from the right wing.
A little handoff there, and boy, Colton Van Landingham just took about a half step underneath the handoff, and that's all that Casey Lawrence needs to be able to get that jump shot off.
75 threes, tops of the CCIW this year, tacked on one more to make it a 1-point game. Funk gets the block of Vance. Now the other way, it's Keel. Nigo back in front to Keel across the 10-second line, hands off to Funk. Funk top of the key, shovels off to Lawrence with a head fake. Wide left out to Kolak in front of the North Park bench. Looking, lobs down low, threw it wide for Keel. No, they'll say that Keel was held.
They get a foul here on North Park right there. Looking down to the post, North Park had a switch that time. Boy, ended up down low with not an advantageous situation that time for the Vikings as Jerome Smith Jr., the 5'10 junior, ended up on 6'6 Brady Keel inside. That would have been good for the Titans there if they could have gotten the ball in the post.
Smith gets the foul, his first, and first on the Vikings. The lob out to Kolak near midcourt. Ranges to the right. Pump fake there by Funk. Funk looking. Sweeps down the dribble with a spin move to the foul line. Turns from 13 and hits.
A pretty nice job, though, at least cutting Mason off, making him spin back to the outside. But Mason got to the rim quite a bit against Augustana on Saturday. I think take a step off Mason, make him shoot over the top as much as you possibly can.
Titans have their first lead at 5-4. On the right side, it's Bates. He's covered, throws it wide for Cornish. Loose basketball. It'll be a backcourt violation. Vance just lets it go out of bounds, making sure that there was no breakaway for the Titans.
Now we saw Illinois Wesleyan to start the game. They give up a layup to Colton Van Landingham. Turnover, give up a couple free throws off a foul. Since then, much better defensively. Taking away the back cut from the Vikings.
League's best offense against the league's best defense. North Park posting 86 points a game. Titans holding them to about 20 per game below that of their two matchups. They're giving up just 66 per contest. Funk with a head fake. The leaner, short from 15. Cornish collects the rebound. For North Park, they trail by 1. Now the right side. We see Van Landingham. Rolls to the left. Tries to sneak it inside. Hard fall there for Cornish as he tried to come up with it. Slipped to the floor. So the foul on Cason Lawrence. And that is his first and 2 free throws coming from Cornish. We see that Mike Vukovic has been on the bench to start this game, recognized as a first-team all-conference player before the contest. As Cornish makes the first, he now has 3 points to tie the game. Vukovic, obviously a critical player on this team, scoring 20 points a game this year.
A dynamic guard from the outside can really fill it up. Getting to the basket, shooting the 3-point shot. Haven't seen him yet.
So Cornish gets both free throws. With the Vikings in the lead at 6-5. The lob head to David Williams. The senior goes 2-on-2. Takes it up, missed it, but tapped in by fellow senior Nathan Bolt with a left hand.
A nice job attacking the pressure right there for Illinois Wesleyan. You got to make a pressing team pay.
Landingham with the fade from 15, no good. Loose ball in the corner, picked up by Cason Lawrence for Illinois Wesleyan. 7-6 lead for the Titans.
Yeah, make or miss, you're going to see pressure from from North Park throughout the contest.
Now the right side, it's Funk, gives it up for Lawrence. Left of the lane, it's Kolak. Kolak roams to the baseline, now posting up against Van Landingham. Works his way into the paint, turns from 10 feet, in and out.
They'll take that shot every time down. North Park's got small guards. Those forwards, those 6'5", 6'6" forwards for Illinois Wesleyan, need to get downhill and use their size.
Van Landingham tried to throw it into the post and had it knocked away by Bolt. Bolt on the steal, 4-on-3. Now to Kolak, baseline stripped by Van Landingham. Out of bounds, it'll still be Illinois Wesleyan in the ball. Jillian Campbell will come in after our first media timeout. It comes with 15:25 to go in the first half, and Illinois Wesleyan up 7-6. We'll take a quick timeout. This is the CCIW Men's Basketball Tournament on the CCIW Network.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care. From general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
A 1-point lead for Illinois Wesleyan, 7-6 at the 15:25 mark of the first half. Winner of this game plays tomorrow night at 7 in the championship against the Elmhurst Blue Jays. They survived a terrific game against Carthage. Elmhurst held on to win by 2, 82-80.
Wesleyan got off to a slow start in this one, 4-0 North Park right off the bat, but Titans leaning on what they've leaned on all year, which is that defense. Boy, they have been really good on the defensive end. I thought they had a really good defensive game on Saturday against Augustana, and that victory over the Vikings up in the Quad Cities. Did a great job of protecting the rim, getting deflections throughout the contest, and that's what got that offense rolling.
It'll be David Williams to inbound to the baseline into Lawrence on the left wing, going out to Mason Funk. Deep on the left side, head fake back out to Lawrence. Lawrence looks at wings at right side to Kolak. Now on the right wing to David Williams. Looks for a post feed. Instead pops a three. In and out. At the rebound going to Julian Campbell, the 6'8 junior from Palatine, transfer from Carthage College.
Yeah, nice job by Van Landingham there, keeping that ball out of the post to Brady Keel as his ball pressure that did the job right there.
5 minutes gone by. Quick move baseline behind the goal. It's Vance going baseline, and Keel going for the block and got the foul. Actually, no, they're going to call that on Funk.
Yeah, Mason Funk that time trying to slide his feet. Boy, the Titans would love to keep him out of foul trouble. Get a good look at the replay. Yep, you come down on the arm. You're going to pick that one up. Good call by the official down the baseline.
So Vance at the line, the freshman, averaging 11 points per game and shooting 58% at the line. First one is up and good. The Vikings are 5 for 5 with the stripe tonight. 73% as a team at the line this year.
And we'll see what kind of pressure now we see from North Park here on a made free throw if he can knock this one down. We'll see a lot of variations, but they're really going to come after Illinois Wesleyan. Knocks that free throw down. So far it's been pretty much man-to-man pressure from the Vikings here in this contest. But looks like they're going to have a little zone pressure here, Eric now. A little 1-2-2 from North Park.
Funk gets it into Lawrence, back to David Williams. Over to Lawrence. They get it across just in time. Pass tip, though, and the steal going to Bates off the deflection. Out to Van Landingham, 2-on-1. Euro steps in and scores.
Yeah, really well done that time by North Park. That's exactly where they want you to bring the basketball, right over that half-court line. Got a nice trap. There's a deflection the Titans are so good at. And North Park able to get that turnover.
Coach McGee urging his guys to get their hands up. Pass nearly sailed over the head of Kolak, but it's loose. Diving effort kept alive by Van Landingham for the Vikings. Bates in transition. Now on the left wing, it's Tyven Garrison, a junior from Springfield.
Yeah, that 1-2-2 really bothered Illinois Wesleyan. Back-to-back turnovers. One right over half court with a deflection. That one just about over the head of Carlo Kolak.
Now Smith top of the key back over to Bates. Top of the key to Garrison. Left wing, it's Smith once again. Smith with the crossover. Switches over to the right. Kicks the ball into the corner. Three by Garrison. A rainbow, and he hits it from downtown with the shot clock about to expire.
And North Park with a 7-0 run here. They've been able to use that defense here, especially switching into that zone pressure. Been really effective for them. Now you got to attack it.
13-7, 7 straight since the timeout. Keel with the answer on the baseline jumper.
That's where the ball's got to go. It's got to go to the middle of the floor. Nice job that time by the Titans getting it right to the middle of the floor against that zone pressure. As soon as Mason turns, North Park's got some problems there because it's 3-on-2.
13-9, North Park with a 4-point lead. Campbell sets the screen as Smith works his way inside, challenged by Funk, and Funk gets the foul. That'll be his second.
Yeah, I thought it was a good call that time. A lot of body on that particular play as Mason tried to rotate over. A good look at the replay, yeah, as he's starting to move down. A lot of body there on that particular play. North Park heads the line.
So Funk has had foul difficulties off and on this year, is likely going to be out for a bit as the first free throw goes down the well for Jerome Smith Jr. North Park now 7 of 7 at the line. So Funk goes out along with Lawrence and David Williams. Connor Williams, the 6'2 sophomore from Stagg, is in. Jackson Ego returns, and Anthony Kemp is in for the first time, the 6'5 sophomore from Bradley Bourbonnais. 2 free throws go for Smith.
Much better job breaking that press now with that diagonal pass for Illinois Wesleyan. We'll see what the Titans can do now in attacking it on the backside.
Kemp at the right elbow. They go around the horn, left side to Carlo Kolak. Kolak looks it over, top of the key to Williams, right side to Nigo. Head of the corner to Kemp. Back up top to Connor Williams. 9 to shoot. Connor dribbles to the right. Gets to the free throw line. Dumps it down behind the goal to Kolak. He's hemmed in. Muscles up against Campbell when he goes glass for 2.
A pretty nice job by Julian Campbell right there. Holding his ground. Getting those big arms up. Making it hard for Carlo to shoot over the top. Pretty nice finish that time by Kolak.
15 to 11. North Park on top. Campbell left of the lane. Guarded by Keel. Swings it across to the right to Garrison. Jab step by Bates. 16-footer is good.
A really nice job squaring up right there. Knocking it down. North Park off to a nice start in this game. Kind of playing their type of game right now. Good rhythm offensively. putting pressure on the basketball, and the zone press has really bothered the Titans.
Yeah, boy, they are pumped on the bench as well. Bates with his first basket, 17-11. On the left side, Jackson Ego yo-yos the ball, top of the key to Kemp, directs it to the right side to Kolak, dump down to Keel. Connor Williams falls down. Keel has to unload to back out to Kolak at the reset. Crossover dribble knocked away. Keel got it back. Make that Kolak at 3 at 2. Open 3 for Keel. Spins out. And the opposite side rebound to Jerome Smith for the Vikings.
Yeah, good defensive pressure that time by North Park. Able to knock that basketball away. I think the Titans put one up right at the end of the shot clock.
Smith with the behind-the-back dribble. Some nifty footwork over to Campbell. A 3 tipped by Keel, but kept alive, though, by Garrison. Shot clock does not reset. Smith out near midcourt. Fancy dribbling. Around the pick, the give and go into Campbell. Leans in, and he went up strong. Got stripped by Connor Williams, who picked up the foul.
Yeah, Connor coming over from that weak side right there. Just got a hand on the basketball, but too much of the arm of Julian Campbell. Now we come to the second media timeout. Here's the replay right here. Good screen right there. Campbell on the roll, down inside. Yep, good call by the official right across the arm. Well, North Park has really played well here to start the contest, and really everything that North Park wanted to do to start the game. Pressure the basketball, force turnovers, all of those things have happened so far for the Vikings.
They have taken a 17-11 lead with 11:30 remaining in the first half. Just Thrive Health, founded with deep Titan athletic connections by Illinois Wesleyan baseball alum Billy Anderson and his wife Tina. Proud parents of Titan basketball alumni Nina and Marco. Just Thrive Health, where Titan traditions thrive. Well, the women won earlier tonight, knocking off Carthage 64-55. They head to the final tomorrow night. Carroll leads Wheaton 24-13 early in the second quarter. Looks like it could very well be a matchup of 1 versus 2 there. The two teams that shared the conference title. While the number 2 seed here got knocked out, Carthage fell to Elmhurst earlier tonight, and the Blue Jays are awaiting the winner of this matchup tomorrow.
I've been impressed by the way North Park's been able to push Illinois Wesleyan's offense up the floor here so far. I think he's not getting a lot of penetration with the basketball here so far in the contest. North Park's done a great job making Illinois Wesleyan play well outside that three-point line to get things started on the offensive end. Julian Campbell with a nice pick and roll there on the last play, able to get down inside now with a chance to knock in a couple free throws here. The Vikings have played really well, and their strategy has worked out for them here with a 17-11 lead at the 11:30 mark.
Campbell was a key player on some good Carthage teams. Did not play last year, came to North Park this year, and has been a key contributor off the bench, averaging 10 points, 5 rebounds a game as he makes the first of 2.
Yeah, multifaceted player. Good footwork in the post. Can step out and knock down a 3.
He has a very unique skill set, and the Vikings living at the line 10 for 10 here in the first 9 minutes.
And now a little diamond pressure here by North Park. Wesleyan just about turned it over again. That's that diagonal pass, and Casey Lawrence was able to snag that one out of the air.
Yeah, nice effort to bring it down. Vikings up by 8. Lawrence on the left side looking for the give and go. Vikings have it plugged up. Lawrence launches a 3 and hits.
A couple of things happening right now to Illinois Wesleyan. They're having a hard time with the pressure turning the basketball over, but also, well, it's taken them 8-9 seconds to get over half court. All of a sudden now you got 21 left on the shot clock to work with.
Lawrence with the second 3 ball, 19-14, 9 minutes gone by. Barreling baseline, Van Landingham missed it, tipped by Campbell off his fingertips out of bounds. Now Wesleyan brings Nathan Bolt back into the game.
We'll get a good look at the replay here. Nice shot by Casey Lawrence. Boy, good rip. Lining up that 3-point shot, knocking it home.
Does such a good job of getting that look. Doesn't need much room at all despite the lack of height.
We'll see what the Titans do now to break this pressure as Casey Lawrence dribbles it through. Like to flash a man to the middle of the floor. That's where they were able to break it the one time they got the easy shot for Brady Keel.
Kolak out near midcourt. Titans down by a handful. Crossover dribble by Kolak around the pick. The give and go into Keel, who got stripped by Van Landingham.
Oh, that's great help side defense.
Bounce pass into traffic, but Smith came away with it. Now backs up, shoots a 3 off the heel, hit off the rim twice, and Kolak off the carom.
Van Landingham, terrific help side defense. Nice bounce pass on the other end.
Pass ahead to Keel with the baseline. Strokes it over. Campbell, it spins out.
Now, you'll take that shot every time down. Great square up right there. Nice little 10-footer. That's going to go down. Pretty high percentage shot.
Garrison with a rebound. North Park leading by 5. Smith top of the key midway through the first half. The stop and go. Smith got tripped up and a foul. Nathan Bolt. Once again, Nathan Bolt just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Tough break for him as he gets the foul on the trip up.
Yeah, once the guy goes down, the official doesn't have much of a choice but to call it. Yep, exactly right. Just got that foot in the wrong spot right there. Just try that little head step. That'll stop the dribble penetration there for the Vikings. Now Anthony Kemp going to the lineup. Titans are going to have to go a little bit smaller now here. Got Bolt inside still.
20 of the shot clock with the lob out to Cornish near midcourt. A 5-point game. Vikings with the lead. Now barreling baseline is Vance. Lost the basketball. Got it back. Flips it out to Van Landingham. Guarded by Kolak. Stares down his man. Jab step. Dribbles to the left. Fading. Baseline. One of the whistle didn't get it. Left it short. Kolak rebounds.
A difficult shot that time. Kind of fading away. Trying to absorb the contact right there. Pretty well defended.
Lawrence into the corner now to Kemp. Kemp with the left-hand dribble out to the elbow. Swings it out to Bolt. Bolt left of the lane. Looking for handoff. Does so to Nigo. Runs into trouble. Has to back it up against Garrison. 10 to shoot. Nigo baseline threw it behind Kemp, who was taken off toward the bucket at a wires cross situation for the Titans.
Yeah, good pressure that time by North Park. Speeding the Titans up a little bit. Forcing a turnover right there. The Vikings have had a nice start to this game. Got themselves behind in that game up on the north side of Chicago. Titans were able to open up a nice lead, but boy, North Park made a furious comeback to make that one a close one.
North Park just 4 for 7 from the field. Good numbers, but just not a lot of attempts.
Yeah,
They've been living at the free throw line.
Yeah,
10 for 10.
They've been able to absorb contact here so far.
Vance had a block by Kemp out of bounds.
And North Park's been the aggressor. They've been attacking the rim. The one forcing the turnovers, making the Titans foul at the other end. And probably some contact there as well.
Well, Bates will inbound on the left baseline with 10 on the shot clock. Looking, lobs it out top of the key. And it's Smith looking for the pick. Now crosses over, moves it on Nigo. Unloads to Vance at 2. He got it stripped loose basketball, got it back in time. He made it. No, it was too late. Shot clock violation.
They're going to launch that one and bank it in.
Great effort by Vance.
Yeah, fortunately for the Titans, shot clock had gone off. Really nice job by Jackson Nigo. That's those quick hands. Boy, going up for the shot. You know he's got to take it, get a hand on that basketball, force that shot clock violation. Let's see if Titans can get something going here on the offensive end now. Mason Funk's on the bench. Cleveland's out again tonight. Have to figure out some offense here in the first half.
Yeah, Funk got 2 fouls pretty early. The lob down to the baseline to Bolt. Bolt draws a double into Kemp. He gets it over to Kolak for 2.
Pretty well done that time. Good job by Nathan Bolt getting that basketball out, cutting Kemp, finding Kolak underneath. And the Titans now back within 3.
A 5-0 run. The Vikings have gone over 4 minutes without a field goal, but still lead by 3. Left side, Van Landingham rolls off the pick by Cornish. Swings it on the right to Smith. Smith looks to penetrate, right elbow, fading, tough shot, 19-footer, back rim, no. Titans track it down. Nigo with the loose rock. He pedals into the front court. Titans down by 3. Nigo to the left, ranging here against Van Landingham. Left wing, open 3 for Kolak. In and out, and back in to tie the game.
North Park's had a hard time scoring here in the last couple possessions, and when they don't score, it's a little harder for them to jump into their pressure. Has really bothered Illinois Wesleyan. So a nice run by the Titans, making this more of a half-court game.
That's 7 straight. Make that 8 straight, scored by the Titans. Baseline, Bates leaning, skips it across, looking for Cornish, but cleaned up there by Smith. Van Landingham, a long 3, and he banks it in.
Well, not much you can do about that. Fortunate play that time for North Park. Launching that 3 and banking it in, those things happen.
Ending a 5-minute dry spell. The Titans had marched back to tie the game. Vikings back in the lead. Van Landingham now with 7, top of the key. Nigo from downtown, skims off the rim. Can Bolt track it down, tries to, and can't quite get to it. It goes out of bounds to North Park as we come to a media timeout. As we see the 3 by Van Landingham to put North Park back in the lead at 22-19.
Now a little bit of a quick shot that time for the Titans. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. You probe a little bit, especially with North Park, the heavy pressure they put on. Those driving lanes should be there for Illinois Wesleyan here throughout the contest. Vikings finally getting one to drop. I think Illinois Wesleyan's defense has been really good here in the first half, certainly in stretches. Got off to that slow start in the contest, but pretty good defense ever since. Problem for the Titans so far has been the offense, and especially with Mason Funk on the bench, figuring out where that offense is going to come from. They're taking care of the basketball a lot better over this 5-minute stretch here, and that's what's gotten them back in the game.
Well, when it comes to lunch, one thing that makes it great is variety. Biaggi's lunch menu is packed with a variety, from a selection of freshly tossed salads and specialty sandwiches to the popular lunch half and half. That includes a choice of 2 items: soup, salad, a half pizza, or half sandwich. Lunch at Biaggi's is always fresh, it's fast, and it's definitely filling. Enjoy lunch at Biaggi's tomorrow, open daily at 11 a.m. at 3010 East Empire Street. To view menus or to place an order for curbside pickup, visit Biaggi's.com.
Eric, we have not seen Mike Vukovic at all here in this game. I don't think we're going to, based on the way things have gone here so far.
Yeah, first team all-conference player, their leading scorer, a breakout year for the junior from Hoffman Estates. They're playing without him. Titans also playing without their leading scorer, and for a time their second leading scorer. Mason Funk on the bench with 2 fouls. Now Smith, top of the key, shovels at the corner to the left elbow, sneaks it inside over his shoulder. A nice flip there for Van Landingham for the bucket.
Nice cut to the basket that time by Colton Van Landingham. There the ball is in the center of the floor. That's exactly where you want it if you're Illinois Wesleyan.
He's got 9 points, 24-19, bowled out between the rings. Looks to unload, covered by Garrison. He gets it over to Kolak. Carlo Kolak, a second-team all-conference honoree, swings it over to David Williams. Now with the wing to Connor Williams. Dribbles it up top. Looks for a target, 6 to shoot. Connor Williams, now he's going to take off. Spins at the foul line. Looking, fading, tough shot, 15-footer, no, tipped up by Bolton, no good. It's a shot clock violation. The ball never touched the rim.
And again, the Titans took a while to get the ball over half court, so by the time they get there, actually in their offensive set, there's about 20 seconds left on that shot clock. North Park's been able to take the advantage of that here so far in the first half. Titans have had a lot of possessions here with the shot clock winding down.
Jason Lawrence back in for Illinois Wesleyan. They're down by 5. As Smith works the controls, left of the lane to Van Landingham. Crosses over, now he'll fade over Kolak, tough 3, no good, high in the air. Jason Lawrence tracking the rebound for Wesleyan. Gets it ahead to Keel. Keel journeys to the right. Hands off to Kolak, swings it over to Bolt. He's open for 3. Got it!
Nice to see the senior stepping up, able to pop up out of the wing. And Nathan Bolt knocks one home.
His second 3 ball of the year. The senior puts it to a 2-point game, 24-22.
Yeah, we asked who was going to step up offensively. Well, Nathan Bolt starting to do that for the Titans here. You don't have to look for points from some other guys.
He got 5 off at the bench. Cornish barreling in baseline. Cross courts to Bates, whose 3 skims off. Cornish reaches over to get the rebound. Ball poked away. David Williams tracks it down. It pinballs away loose, and the Carams out of bounds. It'll be Illinois Wesleyan ball.
And the guys kind of flying all over the place here. Game getting physical now. 2-point contest. Julian Campbell's going to come back in now for North Park. Get a good look at the replay right here. Both teams going after it. I do believe it was off the Vikings out of bounds right there. Nathan Bolt knocking down that 3, heads to the bench here. Boy, Titans have had a hard time offensively. Had a difficult time with the pressure, but still just down 2 here with 5:28 to go. Half number 1.
So Kolak will inbound in the front court. Back to David Williams off the inbound. And he'll carry the ball across. Sets up left side, unloads to Lawrence. Lawrence off the pick by Keel as he works here against Campbell. Now he'll fade for a 3, and he hits it, and he's fouled. A blow-by foul by Harrison Long, the freshman, trying to recover after the switch. He took advantage of the mismatch and hit the 3, and a 4-point opportunity for Cason Lawrence.
Yeah, you can see Julian Campbell there got switched on the play with Cason Lawrence, kind of backed off for just a moment, and Cason took advantage of that and shot it right over the top.
Lawrence with 3 threes, but can't connect on the 4-point play, and the ball tipped to Julian Campbell. But the Titans regain the lead at 25-24.
Yeah, they find themselves ahead now. First time in quite a while, North Park made that nice run by using that pressure, turning the Titans over. Only Wesleyan now able to battle back.
Van Landingham top of the key, moving in on Kolak, gets into the paint. He'll lean to the right off the window. No, tipped and poked away near the three-point line. Recovered by the Vikings. Van Landingham lob it to Campbell. He'll jump hook it over Keel. Left it short. Good D to force the miss. And Keel gets the rebound.
Yeah, pretty nice job, though, by Julian Campbell going up and getting that basketball.
Williams all the way to the glass. Forward to the bucket for two.
How about the seniors off the bench? Nathan Bolt knocking down a three. David Williams now going coast to coast right there and putting one home.
David Williams has played inspired basketball in the second half of the season.
Yeah, certainly a lot of confidence from number 2.
As he puts the Titans up by 3, 27-24. 4:22 to go till the break. Crossover, Smith, now picked up by Kolak. Swings it out to Van Landingham. Moves in on Williams. Williams tried to poke it away. The slap across. Nice drive and dish to Campbell for 2.
Yeah, that was well done by Colton Van Landingham. Boy, drew the defense right there, able to drop it off to the big guy. Really well down. A little run and jump pressure here by North Park.
Bounce pass across to Kolak. They get it across the timeline with time to spare. Wesleyan up by 1. Lawrence crossover, screen by Keel. Cross courts the ball to Kolak, out to Keel. Keel for 3. Spins out. Rebound Van Landingham.
A really good block out that time by North Park. Keel got a really good look at it, couldn't drop it home.
North Park looks to reclaim the advantage. Jerome Smith at the controls, top of the key. Looking, finds Campbell. Now the left wing to Long. Long across to Bates. Bates with a jab step. Looks to move in on Kemp. Barrels in, left of the lane, turns with a nice fake out, banked it, no, tipped up in the air twice, and the collision out at the three-point line between Smith and David Williams. Williams won the rebound, and Smith got the foul, his second.
Now only the third team foul against North Park here tonight. Well, the Titans have struggled against the pressure a little bit, haven't been great on the offensive end, but still find a way to have the lead right now at 27-26, where the defense has been awfully good for Illinois Wesleyan so far in this contest, and we'll see if that continues the rest of the half.
And we'll take a quick timeout with 3:19 to go in the first half. Illinois Wesleyan up by 1, 27-26 from the CCIW men's basketball semifinals on the CCIW network.
Just want to add strains. We wanted to add results. So at Just Thrive, we were very specific about finding strains that work synergistically to improve the overall microbiome in a way that you could feel it. For example, reducing bloating, improving the immune response, improving digestion, working on leaky gut. These are all things you will feel when you start to use a product that is formulated in a synergistic way. Try the Just Thrive probiotic and antioxidant and see how microbial synergy.
.319 left in the first half here at Shirk Center. A 1-point lead for Illinois Wesleyan. Carroll leads Wheaton on the women's side 29-13. If Carroll holds on, they'll get Illinois Wesleyan in the women's final tomorrow night. Not a lot of scoreboard watching otherwise here in CCIW play. It's the Titans and the Vikings taking center stage as Nego brings the ball across. Now to Keel, back to Nego. Nego looks over the defense, looking to the right side, finds Lawrence, a tough 3. Comes up short, poked in the air, and tracked down by Van Landingham.
Yeah, really nice job by North Park there, taking Casey Lawrence off that three-point line, getting a hand up on the closeout, making that a really difficult shot.
Van Landingham into the corner now to Long. Out to the wing, looks for bounce past baseline, nothing there, back out on top. Had a travel called against Smith, a little too quick with a step.
Now we'll see what North Park does on the defensive end here. Yep, they're going to go man-to-man here in the full court. Look at it there. Just a little extra hop step for putting the ball on the deck. Cost the Vikings the possession.
Nego brings the ball up with Brady Keel, Carlo Kolak, Anthony Kemp, and Kason Lawrence. And Nego got tripped up on his path to the basket, bumped by Long. And Long picks up his second, a freshman from Omaha. 4 team fouls on North Park. Vikings 16-10 on the year, including a double overtime win against Wheaton up at the Cracker Box on Tuesday night. 107-100. 3 by Lawrence, falls down, and he'll get 3 free throws. Knocked to the floor by Vance. Second time he's been fouled on a 3-ball tonight.
Yeah, made the last one.
Could not convert the 4-point play, but he'll have a chance for 3 free throws now.
Yeah, tough one on Vance right there. Just trying to go straight up. It's hard when that offensive player is coming forward just a little bit. Got to give him some landing space.
Lawrence 76% at the line as he makes the first. Smith getting ready to come back in for North Park.
This Titans can make a little run here and get some breathing room between them and the Vikings before halftime.
Lawrence leads all scorers with 11.
Yeah, he's really shot the ball well. He's been the key offensive player for the Titans here so far. Without Mason Funk on the bench, no one not available tonight. It's really picked up that scoring load.
He's got 3 3-pointers, now 3 free throws to put the lead up to 4 for the Titans, their biggest margin so far.
Yeah, they're going to a zone here, Eric. A little 2-3. Trying to make sure you figure out where all the shooters at. You got to know where number 5's at all the time. Van Landingham's on the baseline right now.
They did it a couple of times up at Chicago. Vance with a turnaround foul line, tried to bank it, couldn't do it. Kemp rebounds.
Yeah, pretty nice job though by North Park. You get that ball in the high post, got a pretty good 15-foot look, just didn't go down.
Jackson Nego brings the ball across for the green and white. Now Lawrence up top, Carlo Kolak. 2 minutes till halftime. Kolak to the right. Now he's got 2 men on him. Now Campbell gives ground. It's just him against Van Landingham. Leans in and he got stuffed. Van Landingham with the block. It's a 4-on-3. Moves in, kicks across to the wing to Smith. Backs up for a 3. No good. Kemp gets the rebound.
Yeah, nice defense by Colton Van Landingham on the other end though. Carlo Kolak's got a size advantage on him, and now Coach Rose is going to take a 30-second timeout. Certainly hasn't been the prettiest thing for the Titans here in the first half, but they've still figured out a way to get a 4-point lead. North Park playing without Mike Vukovic, their leading scorer tonight. Obviously, that's hurting their offense a little bit as well. And it's just hard to take that dynamic scorer out of the lineup. It's usually him and Van Landingham making things happen for the other guys. Now with just that one scorer on the floor for the Vikings, a little bit harder for North Park to be able to put the ball in the basket.
Now Kolak got a little banged up as he hopped his way to the sidelines at this 1:42 timeout. Illinois Wesleyan leading by 4. They trailed by as many as 8 earlier in the game. So it'll be Kolak back in to put the ball in play, just shy of midcourt. And Nego will carry it across. Watched by Vance on the right side. Now has a seam to the bucket. Bounce pass out of the corner to Lawrence. Carries the ball back out to Kolak. 10 to shoot. Kolak yo-yos the basketball near midcourt. Rolls off the hard screen set by Keogh. The give and go down low to Brady. Wheels in, pulls up, top shot, falls down, missed the shot. Got knocked to the floor by Van Landingham.
Tried to roll Brady off that screen right there, trying to get down the lane. Looked like one of the Vikings had his jersey there for just a second. Kind of pulled it right out of the back of his shorts right there. Nice job by Brady Keel, though. Still able to get a shot off, draw some contact here, get himself to the free throw line.
Keel's gotten better at the line as the year's gone on. He's 11 of 21. First one is up and in and out. Foul the first on Van Landingham. 6 fouls on both teams. Nego is out, David Williams in.
So far, the Titans have been able to survive without Mason Funk on the floor. Mason's just been on a tear offensively as of late.
Yeah, they were down by 4 when he left.
And that's been their defense. Just been so rock solid here. And again, no Mike Vukovic, big part of that offense for North Park. They're having their own struggles.
Keel gets his 3rd point of the night, 31-26. Smith top of the key to Van Landingham. Hooks it over left wing. Cornish is wide open for 3 and buries it.
Oh, there was nobody there. Absolutely wide open from that 3-point shot.
He doesn't shoot a ton of threes, but does at a pretty good clip, close to 40%.
Yeah, there was nobody close, not even anybody on that side of the floor when he caught it.
So he now has 7.
Take a look at this right here. That is the epitome of wide open.
Wow. Enough time to do his taxes before that shot.
He knocked that home.
Down to a 2-point game at 31-29 with an even minute left in the first half in this CCIW semifinal.
And North Park now calls timeout right here. Got to think the Vikings might be talking about what kind of pressure they want to put on Illinois Wesleyan. See what they come out with and what they're going to show. For Illinois Wesleyan, it's the first conversation you got to have. Hey, we got to be ready to inbound that basketball. They're probably going to be bringing some pressure against us. We'll see what North Park's able to show here with a minute to go in the half. Looks like right now they're going to pick up man-to-man.
Winner plays Elmhurst in the championship tomorrow night at 7 here at Shirk Center. As Kemp runs the end line, he gets it in play to David Williams.
A little token pressure that time by the Vikings.
Now they'll back off into the man-to-man as Williams has to unload. Swings it wide right to Cason Lawrence. Up top, now to Kemp. Slashing left of the lane, pivots, leans in, good footwork, glides in and scores.
A really nice job by Anthony Kemp. Got inside, able to finish with the right hand. About a 9-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock now. North Park's going to be patient with it.
33-29 Van Landingham out near midcourt.
And the Titans are in a man-to-man. Showed us that one possession zone here in the first half.
On the weave, it's Vance now to Van Landingham, 12 to shoot. Van Landingham rolls to the right, stop and go. Floater off the backboard, too strong. Kemp the rebound. Shot clock is off. Titans have plenty of time. They'll slow it down. And David Williams will carry it across. Taps his head with his left hand, dribbles it with his right. Takes off against Vance, glides his way in. Up strong for two.
He has had a first half for Illinois Wesleyan. Oh, he traveled.
Van Landingham from three-quarter court, and it nearly spun in. Just missed as Illinois Wesleyan takes its biggest lead of the first half to the break on a surge to the bucket by David Williams, his second driving basket of the first half.
He got fouled as well. Nice finish, though, there inside by David Williams. Boy, good first half for him. Illinois Wesleyan is going to need as many ball handlers they can find here against this North Park pressure. Really struggled with the pressure early on, Eric. Able to adapt, did a much better job as the half went on, but that was the tight defense that got them that lead here at halftime.
35-29 is our score. Illinois Wesleyan with the lead. We'll come back and take a look at the first half stats, and a special guest will be joining us as well. 35-29 our score. The lead for Illinois Wesleyan. Back after this timeout. This is Illinois Wesleyan Titan basketball from the CCIW men's basketball semifinals on 88.1 FM, WESN, IWSports.com, and the CCIW network.
For over 175 years, Illinois Wesleyan University graduates have made a difference in the world. Do well, do good, and achieve more than you ever thought possible. Find out more at iwu.edu.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care. From general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
Want to add strains. We wanted to add results. So at Just Thrive, we were very specific about finding strains that work synergistically to improve the overall microbiome in a way that you could feel it. For example, reducing bloating, improving the immune response, improving digestion, working on leaky gut. These are all things you will feel when you start to use a product that is formulated in a synergistic way. Try the Just Thrive probiotic and antioxidant and see how microbial synergy works for you.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care. From general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
When competition for the best jobs is fierce, how do you set yourself apart? Experience? An education? Yes, but not just any education. At Illinois Wesleyan, we prepare graduates who break through the noise, who run the boardroom, the classroom, the lab, the stage. The best college for jobs in Illinois is right in your own backyard. Reach further, dream bigger, and break through at Illinois Wesleyan University.
To Shirk Center here at Illinois Wesleyan University in Bloomington. We are at halftime of the second game in the CCIW men's basketball semifinals. Illinois Wesleyan leading North Park 35-29. It is a big weekend for CCIW athletics, and we are pleased to have the still relatively new commissioner of the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin joining us here in Bloomington this weekend, Lexi Vernon. We appreciate you coming on here with us, and welcome to the CCIW and welcome to Illinois Wesleyan.
Well, thank you. It's been a great weekend already.
Well, this is a great weekend for you to come in town because, of course, the men's basketball championships. There's the track championships going on across the way here at Shirk Center for both the men and the women. Up in Waukesha is the CCIW women's basketball championship. But this, I guess, one of the first big championship weekends that you've had a chance to experience here with the CCIW, I guess, right?
Yeah, at first with multiple championships going on, we had the pleasure of hosting our swimming and diving championships over the last couple of weeks, and a couple of wrestling championships, men's and women's as well, and they're really special events, special experiences for our student athletes, and just really proud to be a part of them.
As you come into this role starting in January after Maureen Hardy held that role for 6+ years, what brought you to the CCIW?
Well, it's truly a coming home. That's how I keep describing it. I grew up in the Chicago area, from the Chicago suburbs. Lots of familiarity with these institutions, and I spent 11 years on a Division III campus, and really where I came into my own in what I would call home. So it's really a full circle moment back to the highest level of competition, and in a place that I know well, where we can prioritize our student athlete experience. Most importantly.
And at a Division III institution not far away down the road in Galesburg at Knox College, so you're very familiar with the terrain, not just being from the suburbs.
I am. Lived out in West Central Illinois for about 11 and a half years, and some of the best times, and where I really developed a love for Division III and college athletics. So I give them all the credit and all the people that I've had the opportunity to work with at Knox and elsewhere.
And you talk about showcasing the student athletes. What are your goals in doing that?
It's really about telling their stories, obviously about their great accomplishments on the court, but also on the amazing things that they do in their full, well-rounded experience, and giving them permission to have identities outside of just being a student athlete. And I say just being a student athlete, it's extraordinary, right. But they have so much more to give, and I really want to dive in and be creative on how we can tell their stories and really frame their experiences and just showcase all of the incredible experiences that they're able to have on our member campuses.
And you bring direct experience in that, where you were the interim commissioner of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, where you made improvements to their streaming platform there. If you could talk about that.
Yeah, a true team effort, and really it's such a high value entity for our institutions to have. To be able to showcase our student athletes on the network. So the more that we can do as a league to be able to, whether home or on the road or non-conference, conference games, really put out a good product is going to reflect well, not just on the CCIW and its own brand, which is really important to me, and continuing to elevate that beyond just the great history and foundation that exists for the CCIW, but to really give some value to our institutions as well.
And the CCIW launched its own streaming network, of course, this past year that integrates all of the campuses together, all of the colleges, all the sports programs. How do you feel that's gone so far?
It's been a pretty seamless transition. So obviously a switch that happened right before I came on, and it's been, I think, a great representation of bringing our league together under kind of one umbrella. And so fans of the CCIW can consume any competition all in one place. And I think we have some more plans on how we can continue to enhance the championship brand around the CCIW and really make those sorts of events not just for our student athletes, which is obviously our top priority, but for their families who can't be in attendance at a specific event.
It does seem to have gone very well, and it comes at a time when a lot of conferences are experimenting with a pay-per-view model. Is that something that the CCIW has thought about, considered Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's been a topic of conversation. I think right now our institutions, even though we're in a landscape where there is a value to the product that we put out on the network, is really committed to keeping it free for our families, who most of them, many of them, all of them are paying tuition to attend our institutions and participate in their sports and contribute to their campus communities. So a commitment to keeping it as free for as long as we possibly can, but continue also to enhance it and find different ways to generate revenue for, as any business model needs to over time. So we'll continue to look at it. It is, just any good business model needs to, but right now our institutions are very committed, and so is the conference office in keeping that free for our families.
And it's understandable there are considerable economic pressures on colleges across the country, particularly smaller private colleges that are having to rely more and more on student athletes to bring up their enrollment numbers.
Absolutely. It's a challenge for any Division III institution across the country, any small college athletics. It's a changing landscape in the NCAA, and I think we're going to continue to see that evolve over the next 3, 5, 10 years. And it's important that we continue to lead as a CCIW in this space so that our institutions can continue to thrive in ways that they have been.
We're continuing here with Lexi Vernon, who is the new commissioner of the CCIW. As you talk about centering the student athlete, there has been a real shift in college athletics in the last few years to center the student athlete more so, give them more freedom, more independence, the ability to transfer without penalty, without having to sit out. Of course, NIL has been a big change in the college game, which we've even seen at the Division III level. So how do you think about that, given the dramatic change that we've seen in the landscape, particularly for empowering student athletes in ways they were not empowered before?
Yeah, I mean, what we do is about our student athletes and how they attend our institutions and come and participate in sport, and how that helps them flourish, whether it teaches them all those intangible skills, but ultimately maybe even if that's what pushes them over the finish line to graduate. So that still remains the core vision of the CCIW and the core mission of Division III. And that's, I think, what makes Division III special, and distinct is the word that Division III uses to describe itself, and that's very true. But, certainly we've seen a trickle down with the rules and regulations from the NCAA, and anything that's going to benefit our student athletes, I think, is a positive. While it certainly changes the dynamics of our departments and the demands and finding new revenue streams and such, but I really truly am a believer that Division III is going to continue to thrive in that space. It's a true form of college athletics where amateurs can compete and be incredible members of their campus communities and graduate and get a great education. So I think as long as the shift continues in this direction, that Division III will have an opportunity to really stake its claim as the pure intercollegiate athletic model that still exists out there today.
Well, I can tell you that you're excited to come back home.
Very excited. Could not be more excited to be home. Lots of great friends and a great network out west, but to come home to family and friends, there's nothing like it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the time. Congratulations. We welcome you to the CCIW and hope for many years of success.
Thank you.
Lexi Vernon, the new commissioner of the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin, joining us on Championship Weekend here in Bloomington. We'll come back for the second half in just a moment. Illinois Wesleyan leads North Park 35-29. This is Illinois Wesleyan Titan basketball from the CCIW men's basketball semifinals on the CCIW network.
To graduate job placement, Illinois Wesleyan University ranks #1 in Illinois and #7 in the United States. Do well, do good, and achieve more than you ever thought possible. Check us out at iwu.edu.
Welcome to Titan Table Talk, the podcast that takes you inside Illinois Wesleyan athletics. Each week, I sit down with Titan coaches and student athletes to share their stories, analysis, and insights on what it means to be a Titan.
Just really love each other and want to support each other.
We just have a really strong family component.
Tune in to Titan Table Talk on YouTube, iwusports.com, and 88.1 WESN every Monday at 7 p.m.
What is proven science? At Just Thrive, it's about best-in-class clinical research. It's about supplements that empower users to control their health. These are the elements that make up the foundation of Just Thrive. Our proven, clinically backed, proprietary probiotic removes the guesswork from supplement selection because we've done the work for you to ensure that you're getting the best product possible, empowering you to take back control of your health from a leader in the digestive, immune, and emotional health spaces.
And welcome back to Shirk Center. Eric Stock with Joel Swanson and our crew here. Live streaming on the CCIW Network. We thank Tyler Wilson, Stacey Agiola, Lola Duma, Cody Buskall, and Caleb Swanson. And Caden Darby back at our WESN studios in Bloomington. As the Titans have a 6-point lead, their biggest margin so far, 35-29 at the intermission. The Titans shot 50% from the floor in the first half, 13 out of 26, 5 of 11 from three-point range for 45%, and 4 of 6 at the free throw line for 67%. The Vikings shot 8 of 24 from the field for 33%, 3 out of 7 from distance for 43%, and 10 for 10 of the line. Titans were plus one of the boards, 15-14. Titans had 7 turnovers, while North Park had 5. Kason Lawrence led Wesleyan with 12. Carlo Kolak had 7. Nathan Bolt, 5 off the bench. David Williams had 4. Brady Keel, 3. Mason Funk, 2. And Anthony Kemp, 2. Mason Funk picked up 2 fouls, played just 6 minutes and 40 seconds of the first half. Colton Van Landingham led the Vikings with a 9 in the first half. Rosario Cornish with a 7. Julian Campbell, 4. Tyven Garrison, 3. Jerome Smith Jr. and William Bates and Marquise Vance each with a 2. Titans out with the ball. Now it's Lawrence launching a 3 from the right wing. Comes up short, and Cornish pulls down the rebound for the Vikings. Knocked away by Keel, out of bounds, and still North Park ball.
Job by Kason Lawrence coming off that screen, just a little bit fade to the outside. Just wouldn't quite go down. Got a really good look at that three-point shot. North Park now adjusting without Mike Vukovic, their leading scorer tonight. It was pretty difficult for the Vikings offensively in that first half. We'll see if they can find some guys to step up on the offensive end.
It's Van Landingham on the left side. This team averaging 86 points per game. They've got some scorers out there. Van Landingham kicks it over to Bates. Bates to the right elbow, got stripped, kicks it over on the wing to Vance. His 3 is off the heel, no. And Kolak pulls down the rebound for Illinois Wesleyan. Leads the ball ahead to Funk, right wing, squares for the 3 ball. A little long. Smith the rebound for North Park.
Yeah, pretty decent look. Sideline break that time. When Funk caught it, not a whole lot of guys back there. Maybe had a chance to drive it.
Cornish top of the key, gets it over to Smith on the right wing. Top of the key to Bates, pulls up for 3 and hits.
Nice job that time. Kason Lawrence about a half step slow. Bates able to knock down the 3. Here comes North Park, where they've just been able to hang around in this contest, and a really nice job.
35-32, Wesleyan up by 3. North Park led for a good bit of the first half, up by as many as 8. Before their offense cooled down, pass to the post, a dive by Van Landingham, couldn't get it in. Kolak backs it in for 2, off the foul from Cornish.
Yeah, Van Landingham coming over the top. Weak side defense was a little bit slow to be able to react. Nice job by Carlo Kolak. Not a lot of rim protectors in there for North Park. Look at the head and shoulder fake here. Nicely done that time by the senior, putting it home.
Cornish got the whistle. That is his first foul with a 3-point play for Kolak. He's in double figures now with 10.
Yeah, would have had another one. North Park was in the lane a little bit early. Token pressure again here by Illinois Wesleyan. Jackson Nigo putting some good pressure on the ball.
As Smith will back his way into the front court. Setting up top of the key. Has screens on either side. Takes it to the right against Cornish. Chest pass up top to Van Landingham. Barrels inside. Head fake, kicks it back out. Cornish an open 3. Banked it in from above the square.
Yeah, second banked in 3 for North Park tonight. So unfortunate for the Titans. Pretty good defense that time, and a fortunate bounce for the Vikings.
Yeah, Van Landingham had one back in the first half. Now 10 points for Cornish. Lead down to 3. Sweeps it inside. It's Lawrence to Keel for the bucket.
Yeah, just no size on that back line right now for North Park. Really well done by Kason Lawrence. Titans have played some good defense. And North Park's had some fortunate plays.
Gill now with 5. It's a 5-point game for the Titans. Base into the corner and off the fingertips of Vance out of bounds.
I got to really like the way the Titans have dug in on the defensive end here against the Vikings. They've handled the pressure better as the game goes along. I think if they can handle the ball here in the second half and not give North Park live ball turnovers, they're going to be in pretty good shape.
Titans have an all-time 14-15 record in the CCIW tournament in their 18th appearance. They won the title for the first time last year. Pass broken up in midcourt. Dangerous cross-court pass. Cornish ahead to Bates for 2.
Carlo Kolak's got to meet that pass. He can't stand there and wait for it. North Park cuts that passing lane.
Down to a 3-point game. They face the full court press again. Ball launched cross-court to Lawrence. Now over to Nigo. Nigo penetrates with the drive. Got in behind underneath the goal. Kicks it out to Funk, who glides in and scores.
The first time we've seen Mason Funk be able to get into the lane, be able to score. Nice job that time. Good penetration by Jackson Nigo. Kind of got stuck down near the rim, but able to find some help.
That's Funk's second basket. Saddled with foul trouble in the first half. Now the handoff goes to Vance. Vance over the crossover. A loose dribble slapped away by Funk. That's dangerous. And Funk picked his pocket.
Yeah, really nice job defensively. That's exactly what Mason does with those long arms.
Nigo off a pair, screens, roams to the right. One hands the ball to Lawrence. Up top to Funk. Funk with the head fake. He strokes a 3. They dare him to shoot, and he buries it.
I think that's exactly what you got to do, though, against Mason Funk. You got to make him shoot from the outside. You have to make him shoot over the top. You got to pick your poison a little bit, and that's probably where he's not as strong, but knocks that one down.
Yeah, that's 7 for Funk. He's getting hot now. It's an 8-point game. Jump step to the paint, and off the backboard for 2 for Van Landingham.
Boy, how did that go in? Great defense that time by the Titans.
Van Landingham with 11. 45-39, Wesleyan up by half dozen. Funk roams to the right with a head fake, now hands off to Nigo. Nigo backs it up near midcourt. Right wing pass to Keel. Back out to Nigo. Nigo steps right, cuts to the left, has a seam to the glass, lays it up, no. And rebound taken away by Van Landingham for NPU. In transition, Cornish left wing at 3 off the back rim. Kolak extends for the rebound.
Yeah, pretty good look in transition that time for North Park. That's where they want the game. Get it going up and down a little bit more. Titans have done a nice job settling them into the half court.
Keel up top, left side to Funk. Funk looks for a post feed. Instead, it goes out to Lawrence. Lawrence for 3. Got it.
Well, you got to get up on the shooter right there. Cannot let Kaysen be able to set. He's going to knock him home. Titans starting to open up some breathing room finally.
His 4th 3-pointer of the game. He now has 15. Titans lead by 9, 48-39. Van Landingham left of the lane. Loose dribble, near steal by Funk, and he reached in. Came so close to getting the theft, but instead he gets his 3rd foul. And it's likely Mason Funk heading back to the bench just as he was finding his offensive stride here in the second half.
Yeah, I got to think the Titans with his 3rd personal foul right now. Probably going to be able to ride with Mason for a little while with 3. Not sure they'll put him on the bench or not. They were able to get him on the bench with 2 personal fouls most of that first half there and be able to save him for half number 2. Just an aggressive player making a nice play that time. Just a little bit too much contact on the ball.
48-39, Illinois Wesleyan with its biggest lead of the game. Just Thrive Health, founded by Illinois Wesleyan baseball alum Billy Anderson and his wife Tina. Proud parents of former Titan athletes Nina and Marco Anderson. Just Thrive. It takes guts to be healthy. Titans, if they can hang on in the second half, will come back tomorrow night. Elmhurst held off Carthage in a terrific first game, 82-80, the final score. And we'll be on the air at 6:40 tomorrow night here from Shirk Center. The Titan women advanced with a win over Carthage, 64-55. Up in Waukesha, and it looks like they're headed for a matchup with Carroll in the final tomorrow night, as they at last check had a sizable lead over Wheaton.
Now we'll see the Titans here continue to lock down defensively. Boy, they've been really good on the defensive end. And North Park's had a difficult time getting quality shots at the basket. Only Wesleyan's done a better job hanging onto the basketball, keeping North Park out of those transition.
Now it's Bates with the handoff to Garrison. Garrison roams to the right, looks to backdoor, finds Van Landingham, who drops it in for 2.
Yeah, that was really well run that time by the Vikings. Now they can jump into that zone press, a little 1-2-2 here. A nice job by the Titans breaking it.
Now it's Kolak stepping up for three. Off the back rim, high in the air, no. Cornish elevates for the rebound, got tripped up. No, he traveled.
Yeah, had to step over his own player that time and tried to get untangled and took an extra step.
Tough break there for Cornish. Just a freak athlete, as Coach McGee has described him.
Yeah, really
great
nice
hops.
Really nice job by Garrison on that backdoor cut by Van Landingham. Really good call coming out of the timeout there for North Park offensively. Well done that time by the coaching staff.
And Dave Williams has the baseline inbound on the end, and Titans looking, flips it in play to Kemp, who got fouled from behind, wrapped up by Van Landingham, who tried to poke it away from his backside and picked up his second foul, team's second of the half.
A little chat down there from the officials.
Now Williams will inbound once again, lobs it into Keel, or rather to a Bolt. And back to Williams, resets to Bolt, double team to got stripped. Van Landingham with a lead pass ahead to Bates. Bates glides in, falls backside and missed it. But got the whistle against Kason Lawrence.
A nice job by Van Landingham coming all the way around to be able to knock that basketball away. That was a really nice defensive play. Nathan Bolt never knew he was coming right there from the weak side.
So Bates heads to the line.
It looked like the Titans going up 9. Might be able to get a little bit of margin here against North Park in the second half. A nice job of the Vikings. They've had some good defensive possessions.
Senior transfer from Governors State University makes the first of 2. An 81% free throw shooter. Vikings playing without Mike Vukovic, their outstanding first-team all-conference player. Second free throw is good. And the lead down to 5 at 48-43. Lawrence fouled from behind by Van Landingham.
I didn't want to pick that one up in that particular situation. Too valuable. Got to be on the floor.
His third foul and the team's third.
There's a guy that you can't afford to lose right there if you're North Park.
He's going to stay on the floor now, but they're an aggressive team. They lead the league in forced turnovers, and it's aggressive play like that that served them well.
They got a switch now. Nathan Bolt has Van Landingham on him. We'll see if they can take advantage of that.
Out to Kolak on the drive into the paint, looking, shovels baseline to Kemp, and it rolls in for 2.
A really nice job that time by Carlo Kolak, getting downhill, able to shove it off inside for the easy one.
50-43, second bucket of the game for Kemp.
Yeah, something to watch if Van Landingham does pick up that 4th foul here. That could be trouble for the Vikings.
Smith with a crossover, left side Lazario. Cornish lines up a 3. It hits his third of the game.
Yeah, got about a half step. You got to get out there for Nathan Bolt. He's been able to knock a few threes home so far tonight.
Ball poked away from Williams, but they're able to keep it alive. Kemp gets it head to Lawrence into the corner. Kolak head fake, no shot. Under 14 minutes to go. Titans lead by 4. Now Kolak takes off. He'll lean. He'll turn from 14 and hits.
Really well done that time by Carlo Kolak. Hitting himself downhill. Had a little assist a moment ago. That time a little fade shot over the top.
That's a dozen for Carlo Kolak. 6-point game for Illinois Wesleyan at 52-46. Garrison swings the ball across to Bates. Bates with a waist-high dribble. Now with the right to Van Landingham. Puts a shake on his man Kolak. Tripped him up. Kolak got the foul.
A good call by the official that time. Just a little bit too much contact. And Carlo Kolak picks up the foul right there. Just his first of the contest.
Yeah, third team foul. Now Nigo back in. David Williams goes to the bench.
Colton Van Landingham is going to go to the bench for North Park here as well.
So a 6-point game with the Van Landingham out. Left side, Smith into the corner. Garrison with a head fake, and he took a tumble as he had the fake. Caught Kemp airborne. Kemp fell on top of him.
Yeah, fortunate for the Titans, he couldn't get a shot off right there.
And the first on Kemp, team's 4th. Now Kolak out of the game. Connor Williams returns. Titans at 54% from the field. North Park 44%.
And we'll see where North Park's going to be able to go for some offense here with Colton Van Landingham on the bench and Mike Vukovic not available tonight.
Smith on the left wing. Now the Cornish dribbled it off his foot. Try to keep it alive, but he does so to the Titans. Nigo in traffic. Left side to Williams. So based on to Kemp. Where Kemp was open, but didn't realize it in time. And he goes up and under. Flips it over his shoulder. No good. Garrison had it. He got pushed out of bounds.
Anthony Kemp just had to turn and lay that one in with his left hand. Good job filling the lane. Turn, score. Didn't quite do it right there. Made a good move, though. Nice little fake there. Just couldn't put the ball home.
I expected the post up there. Now Bolt out of the game. Keel back in for Ron Rose's team.
They were kind of hoping the Titans could open up some distance here in this second half, but they've allowed North Park to be able to hang around here under 13 to go up 6.
The Titans' win at North Park a couple of weeks ago was CCIW win number 200 of Ron Rose's career. Lob to Campbell and it hit the rim. Kemp going for it, battling, and he wins the basketball and gets it over to Jackson Nego. Nego dribbles out of trouble. Jump pass ahead to Kemp. Kemp. Sidestep to Lawrence for 3. Short. Campbell extends for the rebound for North Park.
That's Cason Lawrence. That's a shot he normally makes right there at that little sidestep. Wouldn't go down for him, and now North Park turns it over as William Bates stepped on the sideline. Yeah, both teams have had some opportunities here the last couple possessions, not able to take advantage of it. And now Colton Van Landingham does enter the lineup for North Park. He's the most important player on the floor without Vukovic tonight. He's going to really have to carry that offensive load for North Park.
Yeah, he was not out long. Lawrence exits. Kolak back in.
Yeah, they got to have him on the floor.
So a 6-point game it remains at 52-46. As Nego carries the ball across. Guarded by Garrison. Bounce pass top of the key to Keel. Keel roams to the right, unloads to Kolak. Off the pick. Now back to Connor Williams. The drive by Kolak. Swings it off to Kemp. Curls to the right. Now the drive by Connor Williams to Keel, goes for the stuff and had a block from behind by Campbell. Titans pleading for a foul to no avail. Into the paint. Van Landingham barrels inside, runs into Connor Williams. He caught him backpedaling and got the foul. Titans not happy with the foul. The no call on the other end, then the foul on Williams as we come into a timeout. Second foul on Connor Williams.
Yeah, tough break there for the Titans. With contact on one end, no call. Contact on the other goes against Illinois Wesleyan. Going to have to play through it right now, though, as we come to another media timeout.
11:48 to go. We'll take a quick break. Titans lead 52-46 in the CCIW tournament on 88.1 FM, WESN, IWSports.com, and the CCIW network. (52-46). The Titans cling to a 6-point lead with just under 12 minutes to go. Just Thrive Health, founded with deep Titan athletic connections by Illinois Wesleyan and baseball alum Billy Anderson and his wife Tina, proud parents of Titan basketball alumni Nina and Marco Anderson. Just Thrive Health, where Titan traditions thrive. Titans have Brady Keel, Connor Williams, Anthony Kemp, Carlo Kolak, and Jackson Nego on the floor. As Van Landingham steps to the line for a pair of free throws. Van Landingham with 13 points tonight, a 68% free throw shooter. First one is up and good there. Perfect 11 straight tonight at the line.
It'll be interesting to see how long Coach Rose will sit with Mason Funk on the bench. Got those 3 personal fouls right now, and see if they're going to get him back in the lineup.
Actually, now 13 in a row by the Vikings to make it 14. As Van Landingham sinks both. Bring it down to a 4-point game. Vance back in. As Kemp has the end line to walk to get it in play. Does so to Connor Williams. Back to Jackson Nego. Faces pressure near midcourt, gets it head to Kemp. Kemp with a 2-on-3, passing it baseline to Keel, sits off the rim and does not go down.
Yeah, that's one you got to finish right there. Nice job breaking the pressure. Keel got a really good look at the bucket, just couldn't knock it home.
On the right side, it's Bates. Swinging the ball back out. to Smith. Smith awaits the screen. Instead flips the ball out to Campbell. Campbell for three. He can make that. Rattles out. Offensive rebound. Vance the putback. Had a block from the side by Anthony Kemp.
I got a hand on that basketball, fortunately, for Illinois Wesleyan. Titans with numbers now.
2 hop ahead to Kemp. The floater in the paint, and it can't fall down. Offensive rebound, though, by Kolak. They'll reset with 11 minutes to go. Williams off the handoff. Carter goes baseline. The post up. Finds the trailer. Kolak flips it up and in.
Nice finish that time by Carlo Kolak in the lane. Again, a lot of contact. Titans having a hard time getting to the free throw line tonight.
Kolak with the 14. They've had only, looks like 7 free throws so far tonight. Campbell got stripped. Kemp pokes it away. Picked up by Kolak, who nearly threw it away. Deflected by a diving Vance out of bounds. Titans will keep possession as Funk comes back in after a brief respite with 3 fouls. As Kemp goes out, Connor Williams goes out. And Lawrence returns. And looks like we have another timeout. 30-second break here taken by Illinois Wesleyan at the 10:37 mark of the Titans, up by 6.
Yeah, it's been a sloppy second half on both sides here so far. Illinois Wesleyan, though, doing a nice job breaking the press that last time down. Ball went to the middle, and once that ball gets to the middle of the floor, boy, you want to attack that pressure. Anthony Kemp did a nice job of attacking the press. Just couldn't get the little floater to go down, but Carlo Kolak with some good penetration there, getting all the way to the basket and able to finish there for the Titans. Titans just under 50% from the floor here so far in the contest. We'll see over the next couple minutes so they can put a little separation between themselves and North Park. It's like Colton Van Landingham still going to be out of the lineup here for the Vikings. Got to think you're going to see a strong finish from him, but he's got 3 fouls as well, so he's going to have to watch things here in the last 10:37.
Fourth quarter in Waukesha. Carroll leads Wheaton 70-52 as they come close to seemingly wrapping up that win and getting ready for the championship against Illinois Wesleyan tomorrow night at 7.
Yeah, both those women's teams 15-1 in the regular season. They beat each other. So looks like they're going to square off for the title in the CCIW tournament as well. So that's been a great matchup between Carroll and Illinois Wesleyan on the women's side all year.
Well, North Park certainly has to win out to entertain any postseason possibilities for next week. Elmhurst has a decent chance if they don't get the automatic bid tomorrow night. Illinois Wesleyan, they are a lock for next week. Would like to solidify their resume for a home bid next weekend. Would like to play as much of the postseason as they can, a different format to the tournament this year, as they end up in Indianapolis, pairing up the Divisions 1, 2, and 3 finals in early April. It's Kolak in the backcourt with the Jackson Nego.
That was close to a 10-second violation. Boy, the Titans were just razor thin.
Backdoor. Funk finds Kolak. Double clutches and scores.
A really nice job and a well-run play that time by the Titans. Good cut on the backside that time by Carlo Kolak. That was called out of the timeout.
He's got 16, 56-48. Titans lead by 8. 9's been their biggest margin tonight. On the left, it's Ja'Kai Gray, a 6'1 junior from Naperville. And the steal by Lawrence with the bounce pass ahead to Keel. Keel glides in left of the lane. Layup, no, but he got fouled. Pushed from behind by Bates.
Now Van Landingham is going to come back in the lineup. Boy, I just don't think North Park's going to be able to stay in this game with him on the bench. They're going to have to keep him on the floor. They just don't have enough offense without Vukovic tonight. With Van Landingham out of the contest. Got to give him a break, but you got to think he's going to ride the last 9:53 of the contest.
As long as he stay out of foul trouble, he's got 3 now. Keel's first is in and out. Now Van Landingham does return, replacing Gray. Keel with 5 points on the night. With 9:53 to go, 2nd and 1 is in and out and back in.
So the Titans able to build back to a 9-point lead here, and the Vikings turn it over.
They throw it away. Lawrence from Nego. Lawrence going out to Kolak. Titans can take their first double-digit lead of the night. Now it's Funk with the head fake. Right elbow gets it back from Keel. Glides in, and he gets the and one.
Well, nice play by Brady Keel right there, but Mason Funk, that's what he does so well. Slash into the basket. Boy, he gives it up. He gets it back. Boy, once he turns that corner, my goodness, you're in trouble.
Second foul on Bates. Yeah, when he is going downhill, he is a force. Now with 9 points, in and out on the extra point. Second foul on Bates. The Titans' lead is now 11 at 59-48. Now it's Smith on the right side, roaming up top of the key, screen by Van Landingham. Now Van Landingham with a rock, dribbled behind his back, nearly lost and regains control. Left wing three ball is good. From the wing for Bates. And Bates now with a dozen. North Park calls timeout with 9:19 to go as they shave the lead down to 8 at 59-51.
Yeah, Cason Lawrence just took that one step to help out on Van Landingham, and you can't really blame him on that, but Bates makes a nice shot. That's what keeps you in the ball game right there. A good job defensively on the last few possessions here for Illinois Wesleyan, and they've started to find some offense as well. They've been able to keep Mason Funk on the bench, protect him with those 3 fouls. Now, should be good to go for the last 9:19 of the contest. Don't want to pick up that 4 too early, but having Mason back on the floor offensively will help the Titans quite a bit. But this time out here, we'll see what Coach Rose is able to draw up now. In the huddle, where they made a really nice play on off the last time out. Carlo Kolak had a nice back cut for an easy layup. Let's see if the Titans can get something good offensively again. Interesting to see what North Park will do here now with their full court pressure. Looks like they are going to man up. It was really the zone press, though. I felt like that really gave the Titans the most problems here in the first half and as the game has gone along.
It'll be Funk to inbound. They've got the full court to go. They're setting up the full court press with Bates guarding him. Funk gets the ball in play to Kolak on the baseline. Now here comes the trap at the backcourt. Kolak swings it ahead to Lawrence. Lawrence gets the ball across, not quite. Actually, they nearly got a 10 count. In fact, they did. Wanigo caught the ball at 19 on the clock, and Coach Rose saying they got it across in time. Now Bolt will come in for Kiel.
Really nice job, though, by North Park. They went to that run and jump pressure. You can see that Cason Lawrence pulls that ball back. Don't have a good look at the clock at that point. With the official all over the call. But really nice job by North Park switching up their pressure a little bit. Not sure Titans were quite ready for that run and jump on that particular play. Really well done by the Vikings.
Now with 9 minutes to go, the dump down for Bates. Bates with a post up here against Lawrence, and then the drive by Vance, who had it stuffed by Bolt.
Wow, how about Nathan Bolt? Might have hurt his arm on the play, but really nice job by the senior.
8-point lead, the pass for Bolt. Bobbled, it was knocked away for a minute, but Bolt regains control. Now to Jackson Niga. Titans lead by 8. Kolak at the top. Puts a shake on his man. Cornish down deep, flips it up. No, but a foul on Cornish. That will send Carlo Kolak to the line for 2.
Yeah, it's so difficult when you're guarding Illinois Wesleyan because most of those guys on the outside, you can't leave them, right? Carlo Kolak turns that corner. You'd love to get some help. Where's that help going to come from? You're leaving shooters on the outside.
So Kolak at the line, 16 points tonight, sinking the first.
Yeah, he's been really solid. It's been a really efficient night for Carlo Kolak. He's done a nice job, and it seems like all year long when Titans have had lack scoring, maybe from Cleveland and Funk, Carlo's been in that guy to step in and put points on the board.
And he gets a pair here now with 18 on the night as the Titan lead is at 10, 61-51. As Smith brings the ball across, guarded by David Williams. Williams sticks with him off the screen. Now he goes to baseline with the drive and dish into heavy traffic, poked away, and the turnover picked up by David Williams with a 3-on-2. Down the middle across to Kolak. Jump step, lost the ball, got it back, regains control, and he banks it in for 2.
Well, Cason Lawrence made a great job defensively. He dropped in on the weak side there. That's the reason why North Park didn't have a layup. That was Cason Lawrence who made that play.
8 minutes to go. Titans by a dozen, 20 now for Kolak. On the left, Cornish steps to the right side. Now to Van Landingham. Bulldozes his way to the bucket, and the scoop got blocked by Funk.
How about that? Mason Funk from the weak side. Well done, young man.
Kolak motors to the bucket for the layup. Missed it, but Cornish may get a hand on it. Back to get away at Smith in transition. Smith hot foots the ball down court. Out to Bates. Bates with the drive with the kick out to Cornish. Cornish left wing 3 going to Van Landingham. Does not take the shot. Puts a move on his man. The floater baseline left it short. Bolt got the block again. A block party for the Titans here in the second half. The top shot blocking team in all of college basketball.
Yeah, how about Nathan Bolden? What a series of plays for that young man.
63-51, Titans by 12. Funk with the drive, the kick out to Lawrence. Lawrence with the head fake. Looks to back up. Puts a move on Cornish. Right side to Funk. Funk with hesitation. Pops a 3. Short. Rebound out to Van Landingham. Bolt tried to slap it away as we go under 7 minutes tonight here in the semifinal.
The Titans getting it done with their defense. It's been that way all year long, and it's been that way here so far tonight.
Holding one of the top scoring teams in the country. Well below their average. The 3 ball by Van Landingham is good from the left wing.
And North Park's done a nice job knocking down a couple threes here just to keep contact with Illinois Wesleyan with 6.5 to go.
Van Landingham with 18 points, 63-54.
And that gave him the foul right there. That's going to put Illinois Wesleyan at the free throw line here. We're going to have the under 8 timeout now. And it's a chance to extend back to a double-digit lead once again. Illinois Wesleyan's lead defense has been really strong here the last 5 or 6 minutes. They protected the rim well all year, but Mason Funk gets a block from the weak side. Nathan Bolt doing a nice job protecting the rim as well. And right now for North Park, we'll see if they're going to have enough offense here to be able to hang around here in the last 6:22.
Titan fans, you can make a difference for Illinois Wesleyan athletics by supporting the Titan Athletics Fund. You're helping to provide opportunities for student athletes to succeed both on and off the court and the field. Every gift strengthens our programs, our facilities, and the overall Titan experience. If you'd like to support the free live streams of every Titan Athletics event, simply select the Athletic Communications Department when making your gift. It's quick and easy. Just visit iwsports.com and click on Support the Titans. Join us in keeping Titan pride strong today and for generations to come. And we'll be back here tomorrow night for the championship game, regardless of who is in it. We know Elmhurst will be, as they beat Carthage earlier tonight, 82-80. And if we are headed to the postseason, we are hopefully looking at more home basketball here at Shirk Center. If not, we'll be on the road with them as well. We'll have the audio calls on iwsports.com and 88.1 WBSN.
A win here tonight puts Illinois Wesleyan in great shape to be able to host a first or second round contest. And obviously, there's a lot that goes into hosting. Titans find themselves in that top 16 in the MPI right now.
David Williams for a 1-and-1, a 65% free throw shooter, and he hits the first.
Well, he has been so big for Illinois Wesleyan. Second half of the season has just stepped up in so many games, giving him great play off the bench. Jackson Nego now getting ready to come back in the contest.
One more try for Williams, long on that one, and Garrison pulls away the rebound for North Park. It's a 10-point game. Now it's Vance out between the rings. Looks the ball left for Smith. Smith guarded by David Williams, right wing, long 3. Van Landingham and buries it. About 3 feet beyond the line.
That was a tough shot right there by Colden Van Landingham. Boy, Carlo Kolak played that so well. Still, Van Landingham knocks it home.
He's got 21 points, under 6 minutes to go. Funk at the top of the key. Watched by Garrison. He's got the height mismatch here against Smith, but finds the cutter. It's Kolak had to reject there, but a foul on Cornish. Looked like he got all ball with the block, but got some body as well. And Cornish got his 4th foul. No, his 3rd, beg your pardon.
Yeah, good back cut right there, but anytime you slap down like that, you're going to pick up the foul, and that's what happened to North Park right there. Carlo Kolak at the line now with a chance to extend the lead.
Kolak 3 for 3 at the line tonight. First one is up and good. Jackson Nego back in. David Williams to the bench. Titans have really had great support from their bench here tonight.
Yeah, they've really had a lot of guys step up off the bench. As Carlo Kolak now tries to make it 2 for 2.
And he does.
He's had a strong game He's been able to really get himself in the lane quite a bit. Now he's finding himself at the free throw line. Now Kason Lawrence has Colden Van Landingham.
66-57 with 5.5 to go in regulation. Now Vance plays catch with Smith. Back out to Van Landingham. Lawrence is on him. Behind the back dribble, he'll fade a tough three. Shot it long. And Cornish flying in from out of nowhere to try to get the rebound. Clubbed a couple of guys going for the loose basketball. Not for the faint of heart underneath that bucket.
And we're going to take a long walk down to the other end here. Titans still just shooting 1-1. One more foul will put them into the double bonus with 5:20 to go. North Park's done a nice job hanging around here in this contest. They've knocked down a couple threes here in the last couple possessions to keep themselves in the ball game.
So 4 fouls on Cornish. Funk shooting 2.
Titans trying to create that separation. Hopefully help them cruise home.
Funk now with 9 points. Hits the first of a 1 in bonus. Now Julian Campbell comes in for Cornish.
Kason Lawrence and Carlo Kolak did a nice job of carrying that offense for the Titans when Mason had that foul trouble in the first half, and some here in the second half as well.
2 free throws for Funk. One of 3 Titans in double figures. As the lead stands at 11. Smith on the drive, left of the lane, hooks the ball into the corner to Van Landingham. Guarded tightly by Lawrence. Tries to shake free. Gets to the left elbow, and he leaned in on Lawrence, poked it away, and Lawrence got the foul. Now that'll put North Park at the bonus with 5:06 to go. 3rd foul on Lawrence.
Yeah, good call that time by the official, reaching right across, picking up that foul. Colden Van Landingham not real happy with the officiating right now.
The Vikings are 14 for 14 at the line. 6 different guys have had free throw attempts here tonight, so it's been a team effort for them.
Yeah, they did a nice job getting themselves to the stripe. They've been aggressive.
And they keep that streak going. He was a first-team all-conference player as a freshman and sophomore in 23 and 24, part of a team that ran all the way to the Sweet 16 when they won the conference championship, their first tournament title. And Van Landingham gets both free throws here.
And North Park now a little diamond pressure here.
5 minutes to go. Lawrence backs his way into the front court. Unloads to Mason Funk.
They've done a good job of guiding Illinois Wesleyan right to that coffin corner, right across half court. Titans have struggled with that a little bit this evening.
Nigo with the top of the key. Sets up deep on the left side. Now they weave it to Funk. Rolls in right of the lane. The runner off the backboard for 2.
There's a better job that time by North Park, making it a tough angle for Mason Funk to be able to finish, but still nice job by Mason getting that ball off the glass.
Funk is 13, and the Titans lead 70-59. Now it's Campbell left of the lane, kicks it out to Van Landingham. Rolls to the left, looking to angle his way inside. He got bumped from behind, and that's going to be number 4 on Kason Lawrence. Comes at the 4:21 mark, 18 fouls. So Van Landingham will go back to the line as Lawrence goes out. Connor Williams back in.
Well, you know where the ball's going for North Park right now. Holding Van Landingham, he's going to have to really carry this team on his shoulders offensively. He's done a really nice job tonight.
And hits the first of a 1 in bonus once again. Now with 24 points. Averaging 16 a game coming in.
I would think the Titans can sit on Kason Lawrence here for a couple minutes. Probably get him back in the contest.
2 free throws to go for Van Landingham as they continue their perfect night at the line. Now 18 in a row as the lead is down to 9, a 3-possession game.
Well, they've done a nice job getting to the free throw line, taking full advantage of it. They stay with this diamond pressure here. Going to turn the Titans over.
Nigo lobs it ahead to Connor Williams, gets the ball across, pass broken up by Van Landingham in front of the Titan bench.
You can see the North Park doing a nice job, though, getting that deflection right there. All they need is a couple turnovers, and they're close enough to find themselves very much in the ballgame here in the last few minutes.
That explosive offense the Vikings have. They roared back from a big deficit against the Titans 9 days ago. Kolak on the drive with the pull-up. 15-footer was good.
Yeah, he has just been terrific. Oh, nice head and shoulder fake. Get to that 2-foot jump shot. Drop in that short jumper.
Pass broken up. He threw it away. The shovel toss stolen by Funk. Poked from behind, though. Garrison with a recovery out to Van Landingham, who glides in, and he got the blocking foul on Connor Williams.
Boy, the Titans make such a good defensive play and then turn it over. Going the other way. Boy, that was so well done by Illinois Wesleyan. Again, long arms, deflections. Now we get that media timeout here. With an 11-point lead with 3:49 to go.
As Connor Williams got his third foul, we have our final media timeout. We'll take a break with 3:49 left as you see the foul on Connor Williams that will send Van Landingham to the line for two. After this break, this is the CCIW men's basketball semifinals on 88.1 FM WESN, IWSports.com, and the CCIW network. Well, there is the old maxim that it is hard to beat a good team 3 times in one season. And posing that to Coach Rose last year after they have lost to Carthage twice, proved to be true. They came back and won that third matchup. The Titans are trying to avoid the tables being turned on them against a North Park team that they have defeated twice already this year. But as he said, you know teams so well. At this point of the season, it comes down to execution and taking care of the little things, which the Titans have, for the most part, done here tonight.
Yeah, the seniors have really stepped up for Illinois Wesleyan here this evening. Van Landingham knocks down another free throw. Boy, Carlo Kolak, terrific in this contest. David Williams, really good off the bench. Nathan Bolt has had some really good moments for Illinois Wesleyan as well. And you kind of look at the Titans. A lot of times you think of the junior class, the underclassmen. Oh boy, the seniors tonight, huge for Illinois Wesleyan.
26 points for Van Landingham, and he gets them both. 8 for 8 at the line.
North Park coming out in the face guard. You got to watch that run and jump here.
Now Kolak finds a seam and pedals the ball across the timeline. Jump pass head to Funk. Darts the baseline behind the goal to Keel. Keel is looking, lobs it out, threw a little high. It was tipped and stolen. The steal for Van Landingham, glides in for the throwdown. And that brings the lead down to 7.
Illinois Wesleyan gets a little bit loose with the basketball here against North Park. The Vikings are very comfortable playing this style.
Lob head to Nigo with a 2-on-2 to Keel up strong for 2.
Nice job by Brady Keel finishing through contact. Illinois Wesleyan making that North Park team pay for the pressure.
Keel now with 8. The lead is at 9, 74-65. Now Smith floats the ball high to Cornish. Cornish with the bounce to the right, chest pass into the corner. Bates pulls up, baseline J is good.
He's got to get that ball over Mason Funk. That's a nice looking shot that time by Bates. It's going to be chaos the rest of the way. This is where North Park plays their best basketball.
Ball tipped and stolen. Smith comes down with it. Cross courts the ball to Van Landingham. Flips it baseline for Bates. Drives across to Vance, who lost the ball, got it back and scored. And Vance with his first field goal down to a 5-point game.
So the Titans might need to burn a timeout here. These have gotten a little bit chaotic.
They lob it ahead now with numbers, but the Titans will slow it down. Vikings get back. Titans will work the clock here. Down to a 5-point game. This is very reminiscent of the Titans game against the Vikings a week and a half ago. And now the Titans call timeout as Brady Keel has a bit of a limp. On the far side, he'll walk toward the bench. He'll come out of the game. Nathan Bolt will come back in.
Brady Keel took a lot of contact on that last finish that he had at the rim. He's going to come out of the game. 12 seconds on the shot clock now here for Illinois Wesleyan. As Colton Van Landingham, I think, is coming out of the contest.
Likely not for long.
He might be playing a little bit of offense, defense for North Park.
Maybe just a breather for him. Bolt off the inbound. Bolt dribbles out of trouble. Runs into more trouble. Sneaks it across to Kolak. What a dish for 2 for Carlo Kolak.
How about Nathan Bolt? dropping a dime at just the right time. Wow. Senior coming off the bench. What a huge play.
It's a 7-point game with the 2 minutes to go, with the Vikings called timeout, ostensibly to get Van Landingham back in the game. And they need a bucket here with the Titan lead at 7. Let's look at the pass here by
That was
Bolt.
not a huge window to be able to get that one through. Boy, Nathan Bolt making plays here down the stretch for Illinois Wesleyan. I talked about the senior class. They have played terrific here tonight for Illinois Wesleyan, building that 7-point lead now. And now David Williams is going to come into the lineup for Illinois Wesleyan as well. Well, for North Park, the offense has been Colton Van Landingham making things happen and getting himself to the free throw line. He's done a really good job of being able to draw contact. Titans have had a hard time keeping him off the free throw line, but other guys have really stepped up. Bates knocked down a nice short little jumper there. Hornish has hit some outside shots as well. So Van Landingham is going to get most of the attention. We'll see if somebody else for North Park can step up in this situation. Right now for the Vikings, as soon as you score, you're jumping into full court pressure. Illinois Wesleyan's got to be talking about what they're going to do against the pressure as well. You got 2 timeouts left here. You don't want any live ball turnovers in this situation if you're the Titans. Nice thing for North Park, though, even though Illinois Wesleyan knows what that pressure is coming, they don't know what type of pressure is coming. The Vikings have done a very good job of varying that throughout the contest.
The second semifinal at Carroll has gone final. Carroll beats Wheaton 78-65, so it will be the Titans and the Pioneers in the final tomorrow night at 7. And we'll have the call for you on the radio tomorrow night on WESN and IWSports.com with Matt Sossler. And hopefully the men will be playing at the same time as they lead by 7 with the 2 minutes to go. Left side, Smith with a bounce pass on top to Cornish. Rolls to the left. Looks for the handoff. Does so to Bates. Bates on the attack. Sweeping dribble. Pulls up. Swings it over to Smith. 6 to shoot. Smith looking at 5. That's 4. Smith with the jab step. Tries it again. Launches a 3. Short. Rebound. David Williams had it poked away. He got fouled.
Boy, really good defensive possession there. How about Carlo Kolak, Eric, not letting Van Landingham get the basketball. Great denial that time by the senior, number 22. Really steps up, keeps Colton Van Landingham away from the basketball. North Park forced to take a really difficult shot there at the end of the shot clock.
So David Williams at the line for 2. They are in the double bonus. Williams puts up the first. It's good. Williams with 6 points tonight. And getting a big rebound. Looks to make it a 9-point game.
Been really good on the defensive end. Just all around, really nice game for the senior.
Williams 2 for 3 at the line, and this one spins out. Cornish the rebound. Lob cross court over to Vance. Vance runs into a double, kicks it over on the wing. Smith, a rainbow 3 off the front of the 10. No, David Williams rips away another rebound. He pedals into the front court, takes it up himself all the way across the timeline. And the Titans will slow it down. North Park not fouling, but they're pressing. Kolak.
Yeah, you got to give it here. I don't think you can let him take all this time off the clock. Just not enough time.
Not too late now.
Yep, you're exactly right.
1:04 to go. Who's going to shoot for the dagger? Funk on the drive. Stumbles to the bucket. Rejected hard out of bounds. Right into the band section.
Got fouled about 4 times out there. Just cannot believe there's not a call.
Well, knocked out of bounds. Looks like everybody is okay. The band's on the opposite side here for the CCIW tournament. They put them opposite the visiting bench. That's why they're there this weekend.
Okay, we got double technicals here. I do believe that is what has happened. Well, Mason Funk got fouled about 3 times going to the basket right there. He got fouled on the shot as well.
Okay, they're going to send the 2 teams to the bench.
Well, look at this, riding him down the lane. Fouls him there at the end. How is that not a call?
So Vance and Funk got double technicals. So 57.3 seconds to go. And
I do believe it'll be Illinois Wesleyan baseline out of bounds.
It should be. The shot clock should reset, too, I believe. It's at 3 right now.
I don't think it does.
It doesn't? Okay.
Yeah, the ball just went out of bounds, so it's going to stay at 3.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, Coach Rose just talking things over, trying to get a quick shot here now for Illinois Wesleyan.
So it'll be Jackson Ego to inbound, and they'll put it in on the near side baseline. Ego has Bolt, Karlak, Funk, and Lawrence. The lob for Bolt, he overshot him. Now in transition to Van Landingham, will jackknife to the bucket. Had it blocked by Mason Funk. Loose ball out of bounds, and they'll say it was off the Titans. It'll remain North Park possession with 50.3 seconds to go.
Coach Rose asking about a replay right here. There's a good look at it. And it's hard to tell.
I think they got it right there. Officials will confer.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to come over to the replay here. Maybe not.
They're going to talk it over first.
Things have gotten a little chaotic here at the Shirk Center right now. Yeah, I think you're right, Eric.
Yeah,
I think that went off
Mason
Funk's elbow right there, out of bounds. So this one will belong to North Park. 50.3 seconds to go. Right now in the huddle, if you're Illinois Wesleyan, going to have to project as much calm as you possibly can. One thing that gets you beat is the turnover here down the stretch. You just got to hang onto the basketball, get yourself to the free throw line. You got to know exactly where North Park's going to want to go with the ball.
They're going to look for number 5 out on the perimeter as Bates will inbound. Now Vance and Funk are trying to set their position underneath. They got the double technicals a minute ago. As Bates looking, gets it into Van Landingham. Head fake guarded by Funk. Drives into the paint with a jump step, slashing it. Had a block by Funk. And Funk just got his 5th. So Funk fouls out with 13 points. Limited action tonight because of foul trouble. Titans not happy about it at all, but they also don't want to compound the problem.
Yeah, again, you got to project calm here if you're Illinois Wesleyan. It's going to be turnovers on the offensive end. And they're going to get North Park back in the contest here. For the Vikings right now, just go into your natural pressure that you normally play. Going to have to ratchet it up a little bit. Get over half court, you got to give a foul.
2 free throws for Van Landingham, and he knocks it down. He's a 68% free throw shooter and 9 for 9 tonight. He's got 30 on the night.
Yeah, he's done a great job keeping his team in the game.
One more try, in and out. His first miss in 10 tries, and Kemp tracks down the miss on the baseline.
You got to give one pretty quick here. You might have time for one trap.
Polak is doubled. He gets it across to Nego, and a timeout. Called by Illinois Wesleyan as they came so close to another backcourt violation. It was down to 21 seconds, so one tick was all they had. And now with 35.5 seconds to go, the Titans take their next to last timeout.
Yeah, still really good shape here. 3-possession game. The first thing we're going to talk about in the huddle is this is how we're going to get it in. You can expect pressure. This is where we want to go with the ball. For North Park here, you don't have a lot of time. You might have a time for one really good trap of the basketball, and you're going to have to give a foul. You're going to have to try to extend this game as much as you possibly can here. Here for the Vikings, just not a lot of time on the clock here with 35.5 seconds to go in the game. Obviously, you're not going to let Illinois Wesleyan run the clock out, but you're going to have to give a foul pretty quick.
77-70. Titans with the basketball. They've still got to get it across half court. It'll be Carlo Kolak to inbound. With Nego, Lawrence, Kemp, and Bolt on the floor. Funk is fouled out. Into the backcourt. It goes to Lawrence. Lawrence flips the ball ahead to Kolak. Hustles the ball into the front court. And they foul him quickly with 27.7. So Bolt will go to the line. He's had a really great night.
Yeah, it certainly has.
He's got 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 blocks, a steal, an assist. Now looking to tack on a couple of free throws.
Yeah, if you're Illinois Wesleyan, guard that three-point line. First free throw up and no good right there. Let's see if Nathan can knock in the second here. Guard that three-point line. It's a three-possession game if North Park can knock in some threes here. So get yourself out on that three-point line. Make it difficult to get a two, but give up the two before the three.
Cornish back in, Garrison to the bench. One more try for Bolt, the senior from Barrington, and he gets it. 78-70. 26 seconds to go. Van Landingham to the front court. Steps into a long three. Back rimmed it, no. Bolt gets both hands of the rebound. About to fall out of bounds. It looked like they got a timeout before he went out. So they take their final timeout.
It's a good timeout right there.
Yeah,
possession
18
is
seconds.
so important here in this situation. Now it gives you a chance to be able to draw something up here, be able to get the basketball in bounds. North Park's in exactly the same situation, except for you got less time now. You're going to have to give a foul right away here to extend this game. I don't even think you have time to be able to get a good trap. There's just not enough time left in the contest right now with 18.1 seconds. Titans have done a good job playing through the chaos, but give North Park a ton of credit. They could have really folded the tent here. Titans got up 11 in the second half, and the Vikings have continued to fight the entire game without their leading scorer. Give North Park a ton of credit here for hanging around in this contest tonight.
Yeah, no question about it. So 18.1 seconds to go. The Titans up 78-70. If they can hold on, they've got Elmhurst tomorrow night. The Blue Jays held off Carthage 82-80 in the first semifinal game. And that will be for the CCIW automatic bid.
Right now for North Park, you got to come out and you got to face guard. A turnover on the inbounds is the one chance you got. Going to have to make it happen. They're going to do a nice job, and a really good point here is they're going to put. It looks like they're going to put a guy on the ball. It's exactly what you need to do. You need to make it hard for that inbounder to be able to get it in, because it's going to be the steal on the inbounds. That is going to be the one chance you have in this ball game.
So David Williams gets the rock. Lawrence and Nigo in the backcourt with Kolak and Bolt up front. Williams looking, bounced the ball in play to Lawrence. Lawrence holds the basketball, gets it across to Nigo, lobs it in to David Williams. Tries to circle out of trouble. Had the ball poked away and got fouled, tripped up with 11 seconds to go. As the Titans nearly give the ball away, but now they've got a couple more free throws to try to make it a 4-possession game. That's the fourth foul on Marquise Vance.
The Titans will find themselves in the CCIW championship once again. And a familiar opponent there, the Blue Jays of Elmhurst.
Williams 2 for 4 at the line tonight. First one is up, around, and in. Now, these two teams met in the CCIW championship 2 years ago. Elmhurst won that. They met in 2020 up in Naperville. The Blue Jays won that one as well. A week before the season got ended by COVID, Elmhurst was still alive. 3-ball missed by Van Landingham. Bolt the rebound, and the final seconds will tick off the clock. And Illinois Wesleyan will survive and advance to the CCIW Men's Basketball Championship game tomorrow night.
A hard-fought game by North Park. Illinois Wesleyan able to survive it, though. Boy, the Vikings gave the Titans everything they wanted here this evening. It felt like Illinois Wesleyan was going to get some separation in the second half. It just never happened, and a lot of that had to do with the fight of North Park. But Colton Van Landingham was outstanding tonight on the offensive end. Without Vukovic, he had to carry a lot more of the load for North Park, and boy, he certainly did and more. Really good game by North Park, but give the Titans a ton of credit. They find a way to get themselves into the CCIW championship game. And Eric, this was also a night, Noah Cleveland again out with that wrist injury. And Mason Funk was on the bench a lot, and Illinois Wesleyan still found a way to get it done.
Yeah, they win their third straight since Noah Cleveland's injury, as they'll pose for their photo where they can stamp their ticket for the CCIW Men's Basketball Championship game tomorrow night. They'll welcome the Elmhurst Blue Jays back to Shark Center in the final game at 7 p.m. tomorrow night at Shirk Center. Our postgame comes up next. We'll hear from Coach Juan Rose, a player guest as well. We'll take a timeout. This is Illinois Wesleyan Titan basketball on 88.1 FM WBSN, IWSports.com, and the CCIW network.
Want to add strains. We wanted to add results. So at Just Thrive, we were very specific about finding strains that work synergistically to improve the overall microbiome in a way that you could feel it. For example, reducing bloating, improving the immune response, improving digestion, working on leaky gut. These are all things you will feel when you start to use a product that is formulated in a synergistic way. Try the Just Thrive probiotic and antioxidant and see how microbial synergy works for you.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care, from general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
When competition for the best jobs is fierce, how do you set yourself apart? Experience? An education? Yes, but not just any education. At Illinois Wesleyan, we prepare graduates who break through the noise, who run the boardroom, the classroom, the lab, the stage. The best college for jobs in Illinois is right in your own backyard. Reach further, dream bigger, and break through at Illinois Wesleyan University.
Welcome back to Shirk Center at Illinois Wesleyan. The Titans down the North Park Vikings 80-70 to get to the CCIW Men's Basketball Championship game tomorrow night. Our player guest here tonight, Carlo Kolak, led the Titans a career high 26 points, led them with 5 rebounds and 3 assists as well. And I think this is the first time you've had a chance to sit down in about 3 hours. Is that right? Because you played all but 56 seconds of the game tonight.
Wow, yeah, it feels like it. It feels like it.
I can imagine so.
But honestly, it's hard not being out there. I was out there I was on the bench for, you said 56 seconds, and it felt like 5 minutes. So I just want to get back in as soon as possible.
Colden Van Landingham, he is a tough cover, and you spent a lot of time with him this evening. Talk about his game.
Yeah, Van Landingham, he's a great player. He can score on all 3 levels. Very crafty, shifty, and obviously he had 30 today. So just a great player, and it's tough that they went out this way, but much respect to him, and he's a tough cover, just like a lot of players in this league.
Carlo, how do you play tough defense and still keep him off the foul line? It's got to be difficult.
Yeah, it is. It is. He initiates contact pretty well. I really try to wall up, so keep my both hands up, and just hope the referees don't call it. He got me a couple of times, or he got some of us a couple of times, but I think I did a pretty good job overall. But like I said, he had 30 points, so he found other ways to score.
Against North Park, you have to constantly be aware because they throw different presses at you all the time. What were the huddle conversations like as you kind of try to figure out, hey, what kind of pressure are they in?
Yeah, sometimes they have zone pressure, sometimes they have man pressure, sometimes they double the entry pass. And so you really just got to get the ball and, be tough with it. You look around you, see who's coming, and if they're leaving you alone. And then, we try to get it to Jackson as much as possible. But you got to realize that one of us, me, Kaysen, Connor, whoever it may be, might have to take the ball up. And so just stay calm and composed in those situations, and no live ball turnovers. I think we had a couple today. We talk about we'd rather have a 5-second call than turn it over and give them a chance to actually come down and score. So I think we should have cleaned that up a little bit more, but overall I think it was pretty good.
You had to be so proud of yourself and the fellow seniors.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, Nathan Bolt stepping up big, wow. David Williams stepping up big. Both those guys had big games for you.
Oh, yeah, huge games. I've been with those guys for 4 years now, and I've always known how good they are at basketball. And, I'm just super proud and super happy that, they can shine in these moments because, these are big moments, the conference tournament. And the fact that, they're out there playing and making a big difference. Today, both of them made a big difference, as well as, Brady Keel stepping up in his role. And I'm really proud of our guys and, just hope to keep it going.
Looks like you've really embraced more of a leadership role as not only your career has gone on, but even as this year has gone on? How have you kind of taken on that responsibility and helping bring along a lot of the younger guys that are playing key roles on this team?
Yeah, I would say, that's the culture that we set and the goals that we set at the beginning of the season. I really got to give credit to all of our guys. They trust me. They continuously support me, and it makes it much easier to be able to lead them and sometimes be tough on them because, that's what good teams do, and they're willing to take on constructive criticism. And so, like I said, I'm super proud of them on the basketball court, but also off the court because of the men that they are and that they allow me to lead the way that I lead.
You've had your share of bumps and bruises along the way. How much has it helped to have a couple extra days to prepare for this postseason run?
Yeah, for sure. It was really nice, especially for my condition. I'm not struggling, but everyone has bumps and bruises, and so just having a few extra days along with being CCIW champions, it really helps out.
So you got to turn around in less than 24 hours. I know you got young body, fresh legs, and all that, but you've got another tough matchup after going up and down the floor here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we know that that's what it takes to be a winning team, and I'll go home tonight, ice, get some rest, and be the same as I am right now tomorrow. So and I know our entire team will be the same way because we know what it takes to win, and that's what it's going to take to win.
Well, you got them here, but you lost to them in Elmhurst in December. Your thoughts about the third matchup of the rubber game, if you will?
The first matchup that we played them, they threw a zone at us, and it really caught us off guard. I thought we prepared much better the second game. It was senior night, and it was a great atmosphere, and so I think we got it rolling. Obviously, they're a great team. They're in the championship game for a reason. But we believe that there is no team that can beat us, and we can beat any team. So, we take it the same way we've taken it all year, step by step, game by game, and we'll get ready for it tomorrow.
All right. Well, congratulations on the win and also the all-conference selection this week.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Well deserved, Carlo.
Carlo Kolak, great game. We appreciate the time. Congratulations, and we'll see you out there tomorrow night.
Thank you.
That is Carlo Kolak, Illinois Wesleyan senior, our player guest here tonight. 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists, a new career high in scoring for the senior from New Trier as the Titans get the victory 80-70. Our final score. Coach Rose is making his way up now as the Titans stamp their ticket into the championship game tomorrow night against the Elmhurst Blue Jays. So Coach Rose with us now. You get the victory 80-70 the final. You had to battle some foul difficulty, but so many key guys in their roles stepped up big tonight.
There was nothing easy about that one. I mean, from tip to buzzer, that was a intense, hard-fought game. and you're right. We needed everybody that stepped on the floor to contribute. And, Nathan Bolt hitting that huge three, some clutch free throws. Connor Williams, who I didn't think played very well the first half, made some really great plays the second half. Carlo, I'm glad you interviewed him because he was spectacular on a night when Mason's strapped with foul trouble the whole time. One guy keeps stepping up after another. And, he had double duty. He's chasing around Van Langingham and then also finding time to score 26 points and 5 rebounds and played just a terrific game. I thought our point guards handled their pressure pretty well and kept the game. There were moments where we didn't make very good decisions and turned it over. But for the most part, it was not a chaotic game. It was just an intense game.
How did you feel like you dealt with the variation of pressure that you saw throughout the game from man to zone to run and jump? You saw just about all of it.
Yeah, I thought, other than a handful of possessions, we attacked it the way we wanted to. There were times I thought we might have taken breaks off the ball when the ball handler needed somebody. There were a couple times in the middle that we were kind of letting ourselves be guarded instead of skewing their press break a little bit, which would have opened up some opportunities. But for the most part, I thought our guys communicated and were in the right spots. And I didn't feel, even though it was intense, I did not feel like it was chaotic. And I think that's really important.
How did you feel like the team did defensively? good first half, but also you're going up against a North Park team that has some desperation in the second half, and they find themselves at the free throw line quite a bit.
Golly, yeah, the first half they scored 29 points, 10 of them from the free throw line, and then we messed up a assignment, and kid had a wide open three. But otherwise, they had 16 points.
And they banked in a couple threes as well, so those were unfortunate. But again,
Yes.
it tells you how solid your defense was in that half.
It was really solid. I mean, when we were struggling offensively, it's one of the great things about having a team that can really guard is it keeps you in every game. It doesn't allow the other team to get away from you when you're not playing very well offensively. And we just didn't have a lot going on. I will give North Park a lot of credit. They came out and were uber aggressive defensively. I mean, it was like I'm guarding you. I'm not going to let you catch the ball. And when you have the ball, I'm going to pressure the heck out of you. And they really put us on our heels. They were the aggressor. Now, I did think as the half went along, it subsided a little bit, which it usually does. But to their credit, they took the fight to us early on.
Coach, how do you help Mason manage when he's having foul trouble? He is such an aggressive player. That's a huge part of his game. You want him to keep the edge, but at the same time, you got to keep him on the floor.
Well, and since Noah's been out, you know, when you had Noah, there was a little bit more freedom. If he gets in foul trouble,
right.
and without Noah, you really want Mason in there as much as you can. And it is such a balance, and we've talked to Mason about that, especially since Noah's been out. So you can't pick up two in that first half. I mean, we need you out there, and he's such a competitive kid. I love Mason.
Absolutely.
Funk, that he's on the bench. I can go, coach. I won't foul. Well, I made that mistake earlier in the year, and I believed him. And he's just such an instinctive player.
Right.
That I put him in, he picked up a third, and I kicked myself. And, you can lose a game in the first half just as easy as the second half. So I wasn't going to let the game get away from us. And I think that was a big part of it, was that we didn't just hang around. We took a lead at halftime without Mason. And so the fact that we didn't feel the necessity that we had to put him in, I think was really important, especially when in the end he does fall out.
You have a couple seniors that have kind of played in the shadows of some other guys this year, but boy, did they step up in this one, especially the last half of the season.
Yeah, David Williams is playing best basketball of his
Certainly
career.
is.
Boy, he's one, I think, Peoria kid that's played against a lot of good athletes growing up. And
you could see that toughness out there. That was his type of game.
No doubt. And how about the 2 buckets he got where they literally are kind of guarding their man, and he drove it in the lane and had 2 tough finishes. He just guards his tail off always. I mean, he's got good size. And then Nathan Bolt, I'm so super proud of him. He had a DNP maybe about 2-3 weeks ago, has an incredible attitude. What a young man. What a great captain he is. And now he's thrust into additional minutes, and boy, has he responded. Blocking shots, tough rebounds. And we've always said this about Nathan. He's so smart. He sees things. He's just a guy that, as a coach, you really trust on the floor.
The pass to Funk, I believe it was, when he was trapped, he was double-teamed. It looked like a lost possession. Beautiful pass, layup.
No doubt. I'm going to give a shout-out to someone who did not play tonight that has made a big difference, Nick Tingley. Nick Tingley, as another senior, Nick is that player that's in one of the hardest positions to be in, that he's on the fringe of being a rotational player. He's right there. He's getting reps with the first group, and I'm confident there's going to be a time we need Nick Tingley's going to be ready. But in our preparation, he has made us better the last 2 weeks, because when we do, whether it's scout squad stuff or 5-on-0, 4-man shell, whatever it is, he is exactly on point and holding everybody accountable. I mean, our defense, everyone needs to do their job for it to work. And so shout out to Nick Tingley. He's not going to get any credit. He doesn't show up in the box score. He and all our scout squad guys, though, contributed to this win tonight, because it took everybody.
So you come back in less than 24 hours, and it's Elmhurst for the championship.
Yeah, one of the great benefits of having the number one seed is we gave our guys extra day off. So we had Sunday off, we had Tuesday off. It is a quick turnaround, but I think our guys will be fresh. Obviously, you're playing for a championship. You're 20 years old. You're going to be ready to go. I'm not worried about whether our guys are going to be tired. They're going to be locked in. Elmhurst is a really good team. That was a whale of a game, that first one. I mean, neither team, I don't know how many lead changes there were, but to their credit, they're playing great basketball right now. And we fully expect another really hard-fought CCIW battle. We faced Elmhurst in the championship game before, so we know it's going to be a great game tomorrow night.
Well, we appreciate the time. Congratulations on the win, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night.
Thank you, guys. We said we wanted to see each other, so I guess we get to.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Titans get the win tonight, 80-70, the final over the North Park Vikings. As we look at the final numbers in this Titan victory tonight, Titans were led in scoring by Carlo Kolak, a new career high, 26 points, a team high 5 rebounds and 3 assists. Kason Lawrence with 15 points, including 4 3-point buckets. Mason Funk had 13 points in limited action, fouled out in 21 minutes. Brady Keel had 8 points. David Williams had 8, along with 3 rebounds. Nathan Bolt had 6 points, 4 boards, 2 blocks. Anthony Kemp had 4 points. Jackson Nego did not score, but had 3 assists. Connor Williams did not score. Titans shot 53% from the floor, 28 out of 53. 7 of 18 from three-point range for 39%. 71% at the line, 17 out of 24. North Park out-rebounded the Titans 30-29. The Titans had 15 turnovers, and the Vikings had 17. North Park shot 40% from the floor, 20 out of 50, 9 of 21 from 3 for 43%, 21 of 22 at the free throw line for 93, make that 96%. Vikings were led in scoring by Colden Van Landingham. He hung 30 on the Titans tonight, 9 of 22 from the field, 9 of 10 at the line. He had 6 steals as well. William Bates had 14. Lazario Cornish had 13 and 6 rebounds. Next is Marquise Vance had 4. Julian Campbell had 4. Tyvis and Garrison had 3. Jerome Smith Jr. had 2. Harrison Long and Ja'Kai Gray did not score. North Park season comes to an end tonight at 16-11, while Illinois Wesleyan moves on to the championship game tomorrow night at 22-4 against Elmhurst, a team that survived a tough game against Carthage earlier tonight, 82-80.
Yeah, a chance to win a championship tomorrow night, chance to cut down the nets and do something that Coach Rose says they haven't been able to do, win the regular season and the conference tournament in the same year. Opportunities in front of Illinois Wesleyan. It's a Titan team that is going to be playing in the NCAA tournament next weekend, but I think it's a team that desperately wants to win this conference tournament championship. We'll see if they can get it done tomorrow night, but also a big win tonight because that puts just one more step for the Titans being able to host the first and second round.
Yeah, the Blue Jays have stood in their way of that championship in past years, in 2020 and 2022. We'll see if the Titans can turn the tables in 2026. The Titan women will also play for the conference title tomorrow night at Carroll, as they were both victorious. Tonight, the Titans beat Carthage 64-55. That'll wrap it up tonight here from Shirk Center. We'll come back to you at 6:40 tomorrow night here from Shirk. We thank our crew tonight: Cody Buskall, Lola Duma, Stacy Igiola, Caleb Swanson, and Tyler Wilson. And Caden Darby back at our WESN studios. For Joel Swanson, I'm Eric Stock saying so long from Shirk Center. Again, our final score: Illinois Wesleyan University 80 and North Park University 70. This has been Illinois Wesleyan Titan basketball from the CCIW Men's Basketball Championships on 88.1 FM, WESN, IWSports.com, and the CCIW Network.